What's up, guys? Looks like we got Ground Fog, Marco, Triple D, Aiden, and DH in here already. You guys still in here? I don't know how long ago. Yeah, some of y'all were like half hour ago. You might have stepped out already. I'll at least wait till I see a comment. So I know people are actively here. There we go. What's up, Nemo? The undisputed, unchallenged king of dad jokes, Mimo. It might be a little unfair to call Mimo's jokes dad jokes, though. If they're dad jokes, they're high quality dad jokes. I know I'm a bit early. Guess I was bored. Justin didn't go live tonight, so I've just kind of been longer waiting on. Hopefully that's the only time that does that tonight. Kyle, you're right. I did forget my glasses. I'm not exactly sure where they're at tonight. Give me just a minute. Let me grab them before we get started. If I can find them. I hope to have solved this problem, though, Kyle. I ordered a pack of 5 off of Amazon, so I could have a pair at my desk, a spare pair in the truck, a pair at the shop. I got up looking all over for them. They're laying right here. They're just right here in front of me. I really don't like these things, but man, it's amazing how much better I can see with them. But it seems like day by day, the older I get, the less I'm caring about stuff like that. You know, he wouldn't see your joke. You're right. I could read it, but I'm sure I was squinting. I hate going back watching any of my stuff because I honestly, guys, I didn't realize I spent half the live stream like this. It's annoying as hell. Excuse me. Yeah, you're right, Mimo. I don't know what I'd do without Kyle, man. Kyle's my boy, no doubt. It's amazing that I didn't even like that dude. Now, well, there's no probably to it. I talk to Kyle more than I talk to anybody. It has not been blessed yet, Maddie. I figured I'd give us 15 minutes of calm before Donnie showed up. That's one thing about Donnie. You never know which Donnie you're going to get. He was good last week. I think it's the more effed up he gets, the more abrasive he gets. But you know, he needs to work on that, man. He's trying to build a clientele, build a business. You don't want to piss everybody off. But I got some important stuff going on, guys. First of all, if there's anybody in the chat that's currently waiting on a knife from me, I don't know any other way of saying this, but I don't have an ETA at the moment. I don't know what's going on with Brian. I know Brian deals with some depression issues, much like I do. And I can't speak for him, but it seems like that might be the case. He's kind of gone ghost mode on social media. So all my knives are currently there, and I don't know how long it'll be before I get them back. I'm not rushing him at all. You know, it's a weird position to be in, though, because like I can give you a reason why production is halted. I don't really know the difference between a reason and an excuse, though. After you say it so many times, it just starts to sound like excuses. And I hate to be, that guy giving people excuses. Now, I also know that in the custom knife world, some people have waited a year, 2 years, 3 years. I never wanted to be that guy. Hopefully, I never am. But what that brings me to is, Kyle and I have talked a lot about this, and I don't know where this journey is going to lead me. I still definitely have some fit and finish things that I need to get better at and whatnot. But I guess I'll just get right to the point. I've been spending all my time lately, researching heat treat. I've watched a lot of Larry and Thomas's stuff. I watched the video where he had his son do some heat treat. And he's right, guys. There is no, you don't have to stand on your head and do a special dance and sprinkle a special dust. You just simply, it's no different than baking a cake. You just have to follow the recipe exactly, and you should get your desired result. So, unless something drastic changes, I am about to order my own heat treat oven, possibly as early as tomorrow. I wasn't ready for this financially. However, and I'm not blaming this on anybody, but it's causing me a great deal of stress, which is kind of affecting my depression because I'm having to apologize to people. And, it sucks. What's that? Yes, but dropping $3,000 on a kiln isn't something I agree, Aiden, 100%. And I don't have that kind of money. I have someone willing to help me. Guy here local, we've been friends for 25 years, and I think he's really happy that I found something to do. He was really worried with my state of health over the past few years. And he'd already made this offer previously, but I really wanted to do it on my own. But at this point, I can't do it on my own, so he's pretty much going to finance it for me. So, and I worry that, I buy this oven. What if sales stop tomorrow? What if, because I'm well aware that most of my sales have been to buddies, you guys have supported me, and it means the world to me, man. It's been the best feeling ever, but that don't mean you're going to buy multiples, so I've got to make a decision, if I want to continue doing this, and I want to be responsible for how long it takes you to get a product. I'm just going to have to bite that bullet. So I'm gonna, and I look at it this way, man. If I buy it, and let's say I never get another order, then I'll just have to pay that payment. I'll just be a little worse off than I was when this started financially for, a year and a half. It's okay. Well, that will be one more thing you're doing yourself and not sending blades out for now. If you could just cut Kyle sharpening out of the picture. Let me tell you something. Kyle sharpening is the least of my stresses, to be honest, Mimo. And there's a reason why I send things to Kyle. Guys, I'm at less than 20 pocket knives at this point, and I've got knives that Kyle has never touched that I am perfectly happy with the edge that I put on them. However, I also have knives that Kyle has sharpened, and I can compare those in real life. And when you guys buy a knife from me, I want you to get the better edge, and Kyle's is by far the better edge. He actually touched on it. He wasn't talking about me personally, but he touched on it in Javon's. And I know that talk can get monotonous, much like heat treat can, but it was very interesting to me because he touched on it. Because of what I own, I pretty much am putting a 240 grit edge on a knife and then kind of refining just the top part of that scratch pattern. My knives shave hair when I'm done, but I've noticed that edge doesn't last, and it's because it's not a great edge. it's great in that moment. It's not great for staying sharp. So yeah, as long as I possibly can, as long as it's a possibility, Kyle will continue uh, sharpening the knives that I ship out. You know, it's the logistics of it doesn't make any sense for my local friends, but yeah, Kyle's the least of my worries. And like I said, guys, this is not me. I'm not bad mouthing anybody, man. I knew this going in. That uh, Brian's mental health, much like mine, is a roller coaster. Mine has leveled out more than it has been in a long time. And that's why I've got to buy this oven, because just over the past couple of weeks of not having anything to work on, I've kind of gone back to just laying in bed and doing nothing. And that's not healthy for me. So I'm going to bite the bullet. I'm going to buy the oven. I'm going to follow the heat treat recipes to a T. I'm buying the quench plates. I'm buying the crow setup, buying it all. Um, I'm not getting a huge oven. I'll only be able to do a blade at a time, but that's fine. I want to be able to put out good, high quality heat treats. And now that I know it's not, and guys, don't take this the wrong way, but it's not a talent. Even the king of metallurgy, Larry Thomas would take. It's not a talent. It's simply not cutting corners and following a recipe, and that's what I'm going to do. So I just want to let you guys know that. That if you're waiting on me now, I apologize. If you've had to wait in the past, I apologize. That's not anybody's fault. There's no. I know there's no ill will there. I understand it completely because I've suffered with it. So, actually, Maddie, I have a local source for HRC testing. I was hoping that guy could be a local source for heat treat, but he does a lot of government aeronautical work, high-end government stuff, and the liability of him heat treating the stuff himself is just too high. So he uses a heat treat source that they want him to use. However, he has an HRC tester, because even though they heat treat it to the exact protocol that NASA or the military, whoever calls for, and they test it to cover his behind, because there's so much liability in the stuff that he's making, he also tests everything he gets from them. So I will be able to have them HRC tested here local. So that's a plus. I really wanted to keep doing it the way I'm doing it, but even at the best case scenario, guys, you're talking about a 2 to 3 week turnaround, and that hinders me. It hinders you from getting your product, and but it's still better than, say, if I were to send them to Paul Boss. That's 2 months. If I send them to Peters, it's 2 months. And if the smaller your batch, the lower you are on his priority list. So this is going to be the way to go. And in all honesty, guys, it's right up my alley as far as what my passion is. So I think it would be something really interesting for me. So what's up? What's up, Scotch? There's Donnie right there, so we'll get him in here. What's up, Donnie?
What up?
I was just explaining my heat treat situation and the fact that I'm probably going to order an oven tomorrow.
Yeah. You were talking about that. What are you gonna get? What up, everybody? Hold up. Things. Paul, Kyle, Marco, Adam, Maddie. That's all I can see right now.
Paragon has a 14 by 8 by 6 that I think will do everything I've ever wanted to make. It reaches 2200 degrees, so I can do K390, M4, Crewware. I can do everything I want to do. Right. I don't know about Rex 176, but right now, dude, I don't even know. You can't even buy it. So
I know.
I'm not saying it will be an issue with that steel. There might be steels in the future that require more than 2200 because there are ovens that.
Yeah, but dude, you got plenty to play with until then, man. Like,
but it's I just tell you, it's $1,500. It's 240 volt. It's 14 inches deep. It's side elements. It's everything that I've researched that I should need.
Yeah, man.
And or whatever, Rex 121, whatever it is, Kyle. But yeah, it seems like it's everything I need. I'm still going to hit the $2,500 mark by the time you figure in everything I got to get to go with it. You know, there's plenty of machine shops in this town. I was going to get a couple of aluminum plates, but you said, like, you brought up something. I don't want to delay myself by finding somewhere that can get it in fast enough to surface grind them and make sure I'm just going to buy them. I mean, yeah, I could save a whole lot of money if I don't. But
no, yeah, totally. It was just, suggestion.
But since I found a pretty good deal on the oven, I'm going to go ahead and get the plates. And
nice, dude. I'm stoked for you, man. Like, being able to heat treat your own shit, man, that's nice.
Well, one thing I'm looking forward to too, man, and I've promoted this several times. And
Javon, what up, dude?
I'm really hoping, that anybody out there that goes and buys a $40 Harbor Freight grinder and $30 worth of belts and goes on Alpha Knife Supply and buys them a chunk of steel. If they want to make a knife, I'd like to be that guy that helps them make that possible.
That's good. That's cool.
I can heat treat it for them. I'm not looking to start a heat treat business. This oven is not, it's not commercial. So it's not like something I could use for that. But I've talked to several people. I've talked to Donnie. I've talked to Michael Martin. I've talked with several people about it. So Scotson thing said, I've been making knives in my wife's oven. She's pretty upset.
Nice.
I guess I'm freezing up again. But no, it came back.
Yeah. It only glitched slightly on my side for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's awesome, dude. I'm stoked for you. You're going to, a little learning curve or whatever, but it's not hard. You just got to pay attention to what the fuck you're doing,
Right. Yeah, I mean, from everybody that I've talked to, everything that I've studied,
and you don't got to rely on nobody, man.
Right.
And not that you shouldn't be able to rely on people, but like, you don't have to, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Because, I've had a couple of people comment about the situation I'm at now. I mean, Brian's only had my stuff for like 3 weeks now, and that's, I'm not mad about that, but, I worry more about him, because.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he does.
When he goes into these times like this, he's not making stuff for himself either.
No, fuck no. He ain't doing shit. He's probably just fucking vegging out, staring at the wall.
Yeah, and I hate that. And I don't want to be a source for any added anxiety. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm sure it's crossed his mind. Shane's shit's laying out in the garage. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah. Because Brian's not a piece of shit.
No, not at all. But yeah, that's where I'm at though, and I've accepted that if it slows down and I have to struggle to pay for this oven, well, shit, man, who hasn't struggled?
That's life.
Right. I mean, I think you've made it pretty common knowledge now. I don't know where you're at and paying off your debt to Big Earn, but you had help and you've had to struggle to pay that debt.
I mean, yeah, I'll be paying that debt for a while.
Right.
But that's good. I'm good for that. I'm all right with that.
Right. Yeah. So, yeah.
Dazzling Donnie, Derek. That's right.
So unless something goes horrifically wrong tomorrow, I'm pretty sure I'm going to order that Paragon. And
sick, dude.
Yeah.
That's a fucking cool step, man.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it will make it even, more prideful in the end, if I did it all.
It really will, man.
Yeah.
You will appreciate the fact that you did that.
Right. And I'm impressed that it's a U.S. made product. Like I've tried so hard, dude. Like even I can't track where my G10's coming from. I just can't find. I don't know.
It's probably like car batteries. There's probably only like one place that makes all of it.
It may be, but like my resin scales that I make, I know that's all. I buy it from God, I forgot the name of the company. Is it Everclear? No.
Marceau, what up?
Anyway, they proudly promote that. Even all their chemicals are U.S. source. So,
yeah, that's nice.
Josh Branson has got a Stitch for sale, guys. If you guys didn't know that, Stitch is a badass knife. It's not it's not in that. They're typically not in that price range that just everybody can afford one. But I know he's been aggressively trying to move that thing.
Was that the Microtech?
Yeah. Yeah, that used to really be right up my alley. That was I really like that tactical.
It's neat looking. Like I don't want to own it, but it's neat looking.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys noticed, but there's no more beige wall over here. I got my other Boondock Saints.
Kyle, I might make some just for you, buddy. Only if you show your face, though.
He's making fun of those. I tried something. I had some pearl white epoxy.
Neil.
That I mixed up, and I didn't pour red epoxy into it. I just took a Q-tip and I would dip it in red mica powder and dip it into the epoxy, hoping to put like a blood vein in it. But in the end, it looked like a used maxi pad.
Nice.
And it didn't grind well. Like when I ground it, it was just real muddy look. There was
that sucks.
Yeah, there was no like distinct lines or veins or anything. It was just real muddy looking. So, yeah. Javon had seen Kyle's face.
What?
Seen Kyle's face. Yeah, Kyle went
bullshit.
Kyle was on a live stream the other night, and when the live stream ended, he was in the little, in the studio with those guys and showed his face.
So you just get cold feet in front of public that you don't know?
He just don't want to be humanized. That's what he told me.
Oh my God. Grow up. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Kyle, those
scales. I act a fool every week on this motherfucker. You see me having any shame? I don't give a fuck.
Those scales were spotty, Kyle. You're right there. So, yeah, I mean, technically, I think most people would have strived to get a better grinder first. But then as I think about it, man, I can do what I'm doing with what I have.
Hey, man, I told you my kiln was the first thing I bought before my grinder, man.
I could hand file a knife if I had to, but at the end of the day, I can't have because a knife's not a knife until it's hardened. It's just a pointy piece of steel. But at the end of the day, I can't walk out of the shop with a knife without an oven. So
it's true. Shane, you'll appreciate this. Kyle, you don't annoy me. I just know you have a weak handshake.
Yep, that's about right. What's Scott talking about? He said he'd draw you a picture.
Probably more so.
Yeah, his iron khakis are better than his face.
I had to learn out my little pothead 16-year-old neighbor, man. The dude comes by, say hi when I'm outside and give me daps and shit, Limpest, like he's like touching my hand like I'm like, bro, dude, like you're gonna get beat up. Like you gotta firm that shit up, homie.
Yeah. Well, Donnie, not all of us are judging people by their handshake, though.
You fucking should. Woman or man, you judge them by their fucking handshake. Because it's disrespectful or it's weak. It's one of the two.
Yeah. I'm not looking to fight everybody I meet, though.
I'm not. Who's fighting? I ain't trying to fight nobody. I'm just saying you got a weak handshake.
I just felt the damn heat come back on.
Oh, that's
Dude,
nice.
the women in my house are freezing to death at 72 degrees, and it's driving me fucking crazy.
Oh, we got our shit set at 66, man. We
They
don't
are-
like to sweat when we
See,
sleep.
you got a hoodie on, and I tell them, I put some damn clothes
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
If you're cold, put something else on. There's no reason to turn the heat up.
I don't like to sweat when I sleep, so like my house has got to be cold.
I can't stand it. I can feel it getting hot already. I'm about to play that trick on them though, because I know ways of turning that sumbitch off that they don't know how to turn it back on. So they keep fucking with it. Yeah, they'll be up in the middle of the night hunting extra blankets.
Damp handshake is sexy.
Yeah, in France.
Depends on why it's damp.
Yeah. I'm not trying to cause premature arthritis through my handshake. I appreciate that, Aiden. Because I feel like
I didn't say you got to like break a hand. It's just got to be like purposeful.
Right, but too aggressive a handshake, I feel like it's disrespectful too. Don't try me. You know what I mean? Don't.
No, yeah. You don't want to squeeze that shit. It needs to be firm and respectful.
Look, you just got to get in there. You know.
Yeah, create contact.
Contact with the webbing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kyle's right. The French know a handshake. They kiss other guys.
Uh-oh, shots thrown.
Yeah. Any of you heard of primitive woodsman knives? DH, nope. I think I've heard of primitive woodsman, but I don't remember where I heard that. It seems like it's a YouTube channel that I may have watched a few times.
What up, Brian F?
I watch more I don't know, survival prepping type channels than I ever have knife. That's what led me to knives. Like, you know, all I ever watched was survival stuff, and you know, that led me to getting a bug out bag, which I'm well aware, you know, the most important thing to bugging out would be endurance that I don't have. But anyway, it was a fun, healthy hobby for me. And I was okay with mediocre equipment, to be honest, because I'll probably never use it. But then when I started trying to figure out what knife I wanted to add to that kit, that's what really led me down the rabbit hole, you know, into knives. And it never stopped.
Right.
You know, prepping is what led me here. And I got a gift recently, by the way. I don't know if the guy's here or not. He stopped seeing. I hadn't seen him in a while, but let me grab it right quick. Kyle probably remembers him. A couple of y'all might remember him. He used to pop up in the live streams or in the chat a good bit, but his screen name's The Fossil Channel. John is a super nice guy, man. We've had conversations and whatnot, and he's into the same things I was into, but never really. I don't think he ever really got. He didn't go down the rabbit hole of owning the best knife possible.
Sure.
He's more of a Swiss Army knife kind of guy, multi-tool kind of guy. Well,
I fucking hate multi-tools. So
I sent him a Cold Steel Code 4. There's one I had in my collection. I never carried it, so I just sent it to him. And, you know, he carries that, but he primarily does use fixed blades. He's a park ranger in New York State, so he's, you know, doing everything from, you know, rescuing injured hikers to fighting fires. But you just mentioned you hate multi-tools, but he sent me this in the mail. I just messaged him or was talking to him and realized I don't own a multi-tool anymore. And dude just went on Amazon and bought me one. Bought me a Leatherman Wave.
Oh, shit, nice.
That was super cool of him, man. But
nice.
You know, it's got everything I need. It's got a pouch. I'm going to put it on my.
You know, I should actually play with some like newer ones. I've only ever played with ones that are probably really shitty.
Dude, I'm really, really happy with this thing. But I will say this, man. They gave zero fucks about the knife.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's 3CR, dude. It wouldn't cut paper.
Yeah.
I've since sharpened it myself. It took about 45 seconds.
I bet.
It's so soft, dude. It sharpened up in no time. But Yeah. And the way I always say it, man, get your multi-tool blade razor sharp and don't fucking touch it. Don't use this. This is my mentality behind it. This knife should only ever be used for an emergency tracheotomy. You know what I mean? I'm not doing an emergency, but that's how I view it. You should never ever use this. Own a knife with a good blade and use it for cutting stuff, and save that for that
just in case shit.
That absolute emergency. But yeah, man, I'm really all the tools locked, dude. They're all liner locked.
Oh, that's cool.
I did forget how heavy these little things are.
Yeah.
But it's it's packed full of all the big tools are on the outside, like the saw and file and all that. Then you've got smaller tools within the handle. But one thing that impressed me about this one, dude, the Wave, and I don't know much about these. I'm sure there's guys in here that already know all this shit. But one thing that I was really happy about is that this thing comes with not just a regular file, but it's diamond on one side.
What?
Yeah, dude, this side's, and it's not, man, I don't know what grit that is, but it's, it reminds me of the fine grit on a work sharp stone. So it's nice to know that I couldn't sharpen this knife with it.
Right.
Because you can't access them.
Yeah.
But it's nice to know that worst case scenario, I've got a diamond that I can sharpen my blade with. So I don't think he's here. I think he would have spoke up. But John at Fossil Channel, I appreciate you, man.
Adam, for sure, man.
I like talking to that guy though, because he doesn't just buy all this stuff as a hobby. He buys all this stuff because his life depends on it daily. He's using it daily. He's big into, the radios and communication and first aid stuff. And it's interesting to be able to talk to somebody that actually, for lack of a better term, uses their shit. But, because most of us buy stuff that's way more than we actually need. We just buy it if we want it. Yeah. Hello, faces in the screen. Hello, Mr. 80. Mr. 80, did I see you drop a smart assy comment a minute ago? There it is, right there.
I don't know what that means.
Jack Wolf.
Oh.
He hates Jack Wolf too. He's just being a smart ass.
I got you.
Yeah.
Hello, faces on the screen.
Yeah.
Stevie.
Hello,
Stevie. What up, mofo?
How are you doing, sir?
Our friendly fucking Pacific Northwestern mofo.
Yeah. Radio less. Javon, I disagree. There's no doubt in my mind that two guys with good radio communication could sneak up behind you and bash your skull in with your pew-pew. Yeah. Radio communication is the reason why we dominated the Middle East, because we had it and they didn't. So I don't know that it is more important. Two reasons why nobody's been able to oppose us as of yet is communications and the fact that we own the night. Night vision makes, again, with a good knife and night vision, you could take out a whole platoon of guys with firearms.
Kyle.
Mr. Eddie, I am, yes, sir. I was a Gulf War veteran. I say was, I am.
Come on, I like it. You ain't talking to nobody.
Yeah. Jeffrey Dawson, if you sneak up behind me on the battlefield and give me a wet willy, I'm going to drop all my shit and surrender. Don't fuck with the guy that snuck up behind you and gave you a wet willy. That's the dude you got to be scared of.
Yeah, because he clearly don't give a fuck about what else is going on if he's giving wet willies.
Right. Yeah, he went through all that trouble to sneak up behind you and give you a wet willy.
God damn.
Ugh. Yeah, that's right. You can't give me a wet willy, Jeffrey Dawson. I ain't got no ears. Ugh. I have ears. They're just aerodynamic for fighting.
That's right.
Dude, that's one of my favorite movies of all time, man. God, that movie's so funny.
I don't even fucking catch the reference.
Pineapple Express.
Oh yeah, dude. Pineapple
The dude says he takes his ears to his head to make him more aerodynamic for fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I got ears, Kyle. French camo is très chic. Très chic. Yeah. I went on American Pipe Dream Apparel the other day. You know, they buy just mass quantities of military clothing from all over the world. And it's weird how like some of your German camos you can buy, you know, a pair of pants for $15. And then some of the countries, I don't understand what the difference is, but some of that stuff's like $200 for a pair of pants.
Well, maybe they're actually made right in certain countries and not just made for the masses.
That's the thing. I don't know if they're made better,
Right.
which I would hope so, or if it's
Right,
that the camo patterns that much. But dude, some of these countries' camo patterns kind of look like they'd stick out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They look like battlefield clown suits. But I don't know. I could be wrong. Oh yeah, he shaves his armpits, bro. You're right. My bad. It wasn't his ears, it was his armpits. Yeah, he said he shaves his armpits.
We used to have a sweet fucking surplus spot here, and it fucking closed during the goddamn pandemic. It's a fucking travesty.
Yeah. Yeah, and those places, man, there's guys that buy that shit. Oh, and I mentioned him too before. John Willis will go to a damn surplus place and fucking buy everything they've got.
Yeah.
You know, if they've got something he's interested in, he don't buy one. He buys fucking all of them. Polish camo is neon blinking lights. Yeah. Some of it might as well have damn LED lights in it. Some of that shit stands out, man. Yeah, Brian, you may be right, Brian. It may be, some of it may have Gore-Tex, maybe for colder weather. I bought some Rocky boots recently. I got a really good deal on. I don't know if I'll ever wear them in state Alabama. I'd almost have to come to Nebraska.
What does that even mean?
Because they're so big and they're so insulated. I don't know if it ever gets that cold here. You can tell they're made for extreme cold weather. But they're Gore-Tex.
It only gets that cold here for like a month in January.
Right. But like up around the top part of the boot, man, it's that thick. I mean, they're comfortable. But they feel like when you put them on, they feel like you're wearing ski boots. They're so big and.
Yeah.
Mr. Eddie, I was in the Navy. I was a CB. I was a construction electrician. In the Navy, of course, we call it a rate, but I think MOS is a Army thing, if I'm not mistaken. I think they mean the same. You're asking what my job was, but yeah. So a lot of people get that confused. I tell people I was a CB, and they're like, "Man, how'd you make it through Bud School?" And I'm like, no, I didn't say SEAL. That's a different thing. CBs were the Navy construction battalions because prior to that, they would hire construction workers as contractors to go overseas and build bases and infrastructure. They kept getting shot at and killed, and they kept asking for firearms. So finally, they gave them firearms. And then they realized, oh, man, we should just make them part of the military if we're going to give them firearms. So
right.
We got a first snow a couple of days. Paul, we
got ours, and it didn't stick. I was sad.
Yeah, we get a snow that sticks not even every year. Now, 1993, I'll never forget it, man. 1993, we got a fucking blizzard that dumped about 3 feet, and this state was crippled for weeks.
I bet, dude. I bet.
I mean, we don't have any of that equipment. You know what I mean? I had a 77 Ford is jacked up on 40-inch Super Swampers, and I was friends with the local independent pharmacist, Rick's Pharmacy. And Rick called me. He's like, Shane, I've legit got patients that are going to die if they can't get their medicine. So I spent the entire time, I'd come up to these points where cops were turning people around. They'd wave me through. I spent that. Dude, I went through like 3 tanks of gas a day. You don't realize how much more gas you're using constantly whipping something's ass to get it through snowbanks and never got stuck. But yeah, just delivering prescriptions to old people. It was great, man.
Dude, that's fucking dope, man. Like, that's super fucking cool. Like, yeah. I don't have anything that stacks up against that, but every time we get a badass fucking snow where it's about to fuck the city up, yeah. Dude, I gear up and I grab all my tow straps and I grab my fucking shackles and I go around and just tow people out of ditches, man, all night.
Yeah.
Because that shit cost, dude, motherfuckers gotta spend several $100s just to get yanked out of a ditch. Right. Shit sucks, man. Like, I mean, yeah, I'm under the impression that you should, like,
We didn't have much problem with that because, I mean, the entire state, all the roads were closed.
Right. I'm talking about normal winters here, That's why I said it doesn't stack up to, like, running medicine for dying people. That's fucking badass.
Yeah. I saw one, like, privately owned vehicle on the roads at the same time I was, and it was a couple of really polite, really nice young black kids in a Toyota 4Runner. And I remember I was coming up on this intersection, and there was no need to really stop. The roads were closed.
Right.
But I'd slowed down to make the turn because, there's no traction. And I could see them coming behind me, and I thought, oh, shit, this is not going to go well. And it didn't. Yeah. He hit the brakes, dude, and that thing literally sped up, slammed into the back of that 77 Ford. Actually, all he hit was the drop hitch. And it literally scuffed the paint on the drop hitch and fucking totaled that 4Runner.
I bet, dude.
It shoved the engine back. It was bad. I felt horrible for him, dude, but his insurance wasn't going to do shit about it.
No.
And he was apologizing to me, and I'm like, dude, you scratched some paint off my trailer hitch. I'll be okay, man. Yeah. I was more worried about him when he got home, and because I could tell he was young. But, man, I would not want to be having that conversation with my parents.
Scott, who are you talking about? Ain't nobody pulling my Jeep out because my shit don't get stuck, and I don't got no VW bug.
Yeah. I did learn the hard way during that snowstorm because my truck was locked front and rear.
Mm-hmm.
Lockers suck on ice. They're super dangerous on ice.
Yeah.
In the snow, they're great. But what I learned was since the front was locked, I would only lock one hub because if I locked both, the summits wouldn't turn. Like I'd turn the wheel and it would just instantly go into a donut.
Yeah.
So I just locked one wheel, but that was the only time I ever wished I didn't have that locker in the back. In the mud trails, it was great, but
yeah, they got their place for sure. They're not good for all the time.
Yeah, I mean, you could literally just take off completely normal. Just easing out on the clutch, 1,500 RPMs. And as soon as you turn that steering wheel to the right, that submits you turn all the way around, face the other direction.
Kyle, yep. Snow, super fucking fun. Ice, you die.
Yeah. Oh, Aiden, you're 100% right, dude, because I was guilty too. My middle daughter is a Storm of 93 baby. And, dude, they were legit. They were having like Lamaze classes in libraries because like everybody in this county was pregnant. They were just running out of room.
Damn.
And, they were talking about it was going to be a serious problem when all those women started having babies at the same time. Like they were delivering babies not in the the childbirth rooms.
All natural and shit, huh?
Yeah, we had a massive population increase after that storm.
Fucking
there was no TV, no nothing. Nobody had lights in their house. There was a lot of. We had people die because they, all they had was electric heat, and there's several people died because of it. But I was lucky; I had gas heat, gas cooking, gas hot water.
Yep.
So we did just fine. And it was weird too, Donnie. I had been out of work. I got ran over by a forklift. The back tire right underneath the counterweight just destroyed my ankle. It rode up my Achilles tendon, ripped it in half, crushed my ankle.
Damn,
Oh, it was bad.
that sounds fucked up.
I was able to walk by the time the storm got there, but I had one of those big RoboCop looking boots on.
Dorito Maxi
But-
Melt.
Dude, I had been months without a paycheck. And I finally I just had to, man. I had no choice. I had to go down to the food stamp office. I didn't know how I was going to feed my kids.
Fuck that. Food stamps are
And it was-
banging.
Yeah,
I
and it
used
was
to go,
crazy.
do you remember you used to be able to buy them, the paper ones? You could buy them
Yeah.
from folk? Oh, man. So good.
Yeah. That was see, with the day I went, because I was in this gray area, I qualified for both months, the previous and the next. So I got like $800 worth of food stamps. So
Hell yeah.
we went to the grocery store the next day, dude. I'm
Balling.
just shit
Whoa.
piled out the top of 2 buggies full. 2 days
Oh.
later, the winter storm happened,
Nice.
and we had all these groceries. So I was out
Nice.
delivering medicine, and my wife at the time she cooked 16 hours a day. People were hiking through waist deep snow to come to our house to eat,
That's fucking awesome, man.
even if it was just a bowl of oatmeal, something, you know.
Right?
The forklift ran over Shane's foot and it blew a wheel. I was a lot smaller back then, Kyle. I was about shit. I was 50 pounds lighter than I am now when it happened. But yeah, I bet I was really lucky with that, though, dude. I have no ongoing issues with that. Like, you know, surgically
Insanely
repaired.
lucky, man.
Yeah, I mean, it literally ripped my Achilles tendon in half. They
Yeah,
had
that's
to
fucked
fix it.
up.
I don't have any pain,
Yeah,
any stiffness. I've got just a little bit of lack of motion in it, like it's not as flexible as the other foot. But
Sure.
yeah, man, I was really, really lucky that I don't have any lingering issues because of that. Because they told me I would.
That's
Oh,
fucking
Kyle, I appreciate that, Kyle. But he did say the only reason he knew it happened was because
Wink.
they don't have any suspension, so when it runs
Right.
over something, it
Oh, yeah.
Dorito Maximo. Cheeto, I didn't mind so much when you were changing your last name, but I'll admit it took me a good 3 or 4 comments the other night to realize.
I still didn't know it was him until you just said that.
Did you not?
Fuck no. Doritos are not Cheetos. Doritos are fucking gross.
Which Cheetos do you like, the crunchy ones or the puffy ones?
I mean, either one's fine. I just don't like normal chips.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of normal chips either, but I do like the crunchy. As long as they're not. You ever been into like a stale Cheeto, though? The crunchy ones?
Yeah,
I hate that, but a good,
Yeah,
fresh,
that's bad.
crunchy Cheeto, I love them.
that's bad.
Paul Mills, I can answer that easily. The most pain I ever experienced was waking up from having my kidney removed with no post-op pain care.
Mr. Eddie, like on purpose?
They screwed up. The VA screwed up and thought that they did my surgery robotically, even though they did it manually. So I woke up with no morphine pump, nothing. Like, and when the doctor was explaining it to me, because I could hear him out in the halls, like screaming. It's 3 days later. He's screaming and cussing at these people, talking about they were lucky I didn't go into shock and die. But I mean, he's like, we took all your insides out and laid them over to the side to go through the front to get to your kidney, which is in the back. He's like, you definitely should have had a morphine pump. But yeah, it was
Damn.
it was rough, man. I mean, I laid there for 3 days thinking I was going to die any minute, like any minute now. So much pain, and I kept telling them, and they just didn't care. Not the healthcare people. The healthcare professionals with the VA are some of the best in the world because they work at other hospitals. Like all of our doctors and nurses at the VA also work at UAB. It's the administrative side that's horrible.
For
I
sure.
was
Mr. Eddie, dude, for sure. Like, I've had some random shit happen in my house that's as crazy.
Oh my gosh, Mr. Eddie. Aiden, it's not anymore. In all honesty, man, I freak out when they go to give me an IV now. I think it's just because I've suffered through so much pain that just the thought of discomfort now, I can't stand it.
I've never liked that shit. If I get hurt, like a gnarly wound, I'm fine. But if you come at me and you're like, "Oh, we need to take your blood," I'm all like, "Oh, I'm gonna pass out."
Yeah. Yeah,
because I'm a little bitch.
I can't. That's why this tattoo's not finished, because I just can't stand the thoughts of pain anymore.
Oh yeah, that don't bother me.
Yeah. We were at the, yeah. Speaking of which, dude, we were at the tattoo shop one night. This is about the time Jackass was pretty
Gosh,
popular.
those Mexican girls will get you, man.
And
problem is they're really Cuban and they lie.
A guy had dared me to staple myself. You know, just took a stapler and popped my arm with it.
What the
and
fuck?
I did it. And dude, it didn't hurt at all.
It's not that bad. We used to hit each other with it in fucking journalism class.
But when I grabbed that thing with a pair of forceps,
that hurts, yeah.
To pull it out, like watching it, I almost passed out.
Yeah, dude.
I was that close to passing out in front of all my buddies. Yeah, taking it out was a different thing.
Not if I'm tattooing it on. Fuck that shit. I fucking hate tattooing sleeves. That's annoying as fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, Paul, I know you do, man. I'm not saying I know the feeling. I don't know the level of your pain, but living with pain every day will fucking destroy you, man. It
does blow.
It sucks all the fun out of life.
No one moon. That's too silly.
Yeah, one moon. This was just like an office stapler. That was plenty enough for me.
Kyle, for sure, dude.
Mr. Eddie, I appreciate it. I think the most pain, like that was a chronic pain when I was in the hospital, but the most acute pain was when they mashed that abscess in my nutsack. Y'all have all heard that story. It only lasted for a few seconds, but my wife was on the other side of the hospital. Many brick walls between us, and she could hear me screaming.
I bet, man. Mine was when my fucking I got some fucked up discs in my back, and they're fucking with my the main nerve, the sciatic nerve or whatever. Dude, my shit walked with a cane and like hunched over and shit for like fucking 6-8 months. Dude, my shit was fucked.
I never had a dry socket, Aiden. When they alerted us that we were deploying
or a migraine. I want to kill myself on that shit.
When they alerted us that we were deploying to Kuwait, they got all the teenage kids in the military, dude. They sent us all straight to dental to have our wisdom teeth pulled. They even told me that mine didn't need pulled, but they pulled everybody's wisdom teeth because they didn't want you to get overseas because they just don't have a lot of dental care over there. So they yanked everybody's wisdom teeth. Like, dude, it was like a production line, just one guy walking. And I
still have 3 of mine.
I followed the rules to a T and never had any issue, but my roommate did. And I remember like 3:00 in the morning sitting there wishing to God my roommate would just die because he's laying on the floor screaming at the top of his lungs. He was in so much pain.
Oh, I mean, like, it can't be that bad.
Oh, dude, I don't know. I don't know what his pain tolerance was, dude, but I've never seen.
Yeah, I guess everybody's got a different tolerance. Yeah.
I've never seen a grown man hurt like that. Yeah.
I saw this biker wreck out when I was a little kid, and my dad, like right next to Burger King, we were walking in, and me and my dad ran down there, and my dad like fucking tourniqueted his leg with his belt. Dude, his fucking leg was like cut off like mid-thigh, like all hanging out, all fucked up. It's pretty brutal.
Yeah. What's up, Tyler? I didn't even see you was in here, buddy.
Yeah. Mr. Eddie, was that bad for you? My mom got it, and it went pretty easy for her. But, I mean, she just got the whole thing cut out and replaced, so I don't know what you had done. Her knee, though, she didn't like her knee, and they said that was supposed to be easier.
One moon said he had a bone graft in his face. I bet that was.
I ain't never been fucked up like that. I don't know how. I've fallen off of cars going 50 miles an hour. I've fucking done all the fucking dumb skateboarding. Like, I don't know how I've never had a major injury like any of that.
Me and Patina Turner talked about Seth Enslow.
Pure fucking luck.
Because Patina lived just down the street from Seth Enslow's tattoo parlor. But Seth Enslow was a nobody. And when they set out to make Krusty Demons of Dirt with Jeremy McGrath and all those famous, Seth just showed up and jumped this dune, made this stupid jump. And when he landed on Jeremy McGrath's factory racing bike and destroyed it. Nice. They happened to catch it on camera. And like overnight, he became not a motocross superstar. He was on all these freestyle but he didn't do much freestyle. His thing was fifth gear pinned jumps,
like just big ass jumps.
Yeah, and I remember when he jumped for the world record at Apple Valley, he came down and hit the handlebars, and when they released the DVD of it, the DVD cover, you could feel the stitches. Like they cut his face off. They peeled his face down where it was hanging off his chin and had to rebuild it all with titanium. Then pulled it back up and stitched it. And I thought it was the coolest thing, dude. You could feel the stitches in the DVD case.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm sure he's probably strung out and broke by now. Because that dude had no regard for his safety, his life. It's, I can't imagine growing old as Seth Enslow, as broken up as his body is. Todd Carr, man, kidney stones scare the shit out of me. I guess I've been lucky I hadn't had one, knock on wood, because, man, I just don't know how I'd cope with that.
Jeffrey Dawson, I feel you. Kind of. Mine's not ruptured, but I have 2 protruding discs that basically just always make my life suck.
Aiden, I don't know if you're serious or not, but I think I saw somewhere that Seth Enslow's a big knife guy, isn't he? I don't know if he ever designed any or made any, but pretty sure he's got a pretty cool knife collection, if I'm not mistaken.
What up, Matt? Seen you got that knife done. Good shit, buddy.
Glad women aren't on here laughing at us.
I mean, women want to be laughing at me, Mersal. I don't know what you're
Here's the thing, though, Mersal.
I'm mad cute.
I know women like to talk about childbirth and all, but that thing was designed to stretch like that. My Achilles tendon was not designed to be ripped in half by a forklift.
Well, that's true. That's true.
I'm not saying it don't hurt, but
Stevie, that's something.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Well, Mr. Eddie, I hope they're paying you every penny you deserve, bud. I made a huge mistake and never filed for any of my disability stuff.
Zach Stuff, what up, dude?
I keep saying I'm going to, and I just haven't done it. Sucks when you have a phantom pain. I think I kind of know what that's like, Lee.
Dude, that would be gnarly.
With neuropathy, I have there's times where it feels like somebody is slowly cutting my hands open with a steak knife, and then I look at them. I mean, I guess that's an advantage. I still have my hand, but to look at it, there's nothing wrong. But in my mind, it's telling me that somebody is actively sawing my fingers apart. So I understand nerve pain. I actually talked about it when it was so bad in my toes. I asked them if they could just cut them off. They were like, well, no, but even if we did, the odds of you having phantom pain, still experiencing the pain and not having your toes would be pretty high because it's damaged.
Oh, that's not good. And then you don't even got the toes to have the pain for it. I'd be pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Brian F., if it's in your feet right now, buddy, you need to wake up tomorrow morning and change your fucking life and fix it. Get your blood sugar as low as you can get it. Give it 2 or 3 years, because once it moves into your hands, it's so much worse once it gets in your hands. Because mine is, and it alters every aspect of your life. That's why I don't like titanium frame locks. If I didn't have neuropathy, I would. I had to go. My pain clinic sent me for MRIs recently, just a few months ago, Donnie, because they said they'd kind of made a mistake, and that if the DEA came in and looked at my chart, they couldn't excuse giving me the pain meds they give me for neuropathy. Neuropathy is a hard sell sometimes, because it can't be proven.
Right.
So they needed something, real that they could show like an MRI of as a reason to be able to give me that. So they sent me in. I went in the next time, and I was like, "Well, how'd the MRIs go?" He was like, "I was like, did it give us a decent legal excuse?" He's like, "It gave us all the excuses. It's like your shoulders, your back, your hips, your knees, your ankles, your elbows." He's like, "You literally have no cartilage anywhere. You're arthritic everywhere." So, yeah, that makes sense, Lee. I will tell you this, Lee. Somebody might find this a little hard to believe, but there used to be a guy in the community. His screen name was JN. Most people in here will remember JN. It's really weird. JN won a Rosie in Simplify EDC's giveaway and just disappeared. It's like he got his Rosie and fucking checked out, dude.
He was like, winner.
And he was one of those every live stream guys. You know what I mean? Like a Todd Carr or Paul Mills. He was in all of them and then just disappeared. But my point is, JN used to make these things. I believe they were out of old, like, pasture fence posts. He would cut them up and make what he called touchwood. They were just little pieces of sanded wood that were oddly shaped. And he sent me some, and I remember, when him telling me to try it, I was like, "Man, this is dumb." But I had tried everything medically to improve, and none of it worked. So I just tried it. I would just lay in bed and massage those pieces of wood. I would just squeeze them and then move them and squeeze them.
You did.
And within 6 months, I could spotty flick a pocket knife, which was something that I absolutely could not do before that.
Nice.
I did get some motion and some feeling back in my hands. It's not 100%, but he's holding his Rosie in a cave like Gollum. Yeah, it's Osage wood. That's right. I think he told me mine came from a rotted fence post, if I ain't mistaken, but I could be wrong. Yeah, but it worked, man. I would do it till my hands hurt, but it was like that pain of my hands cramping from squeezing that wood so much was much more tolerable than the neuropathy pain. They may have been on the same level, but it was just a different pain than I was used to experiencing constantly. So I would replace one pain.
That tracks.
Yeah. Steve, did he say why he went away? Did we upset him, or was he just spending too much time? I never heard why he kind of backed off.
I don't get why anyone likes aesthetically the Rosie.
Yeah. I get it, but man, there are a lot of knives that I don't get.
I don't get it. It's
some people love it.
It's so plain. I don't like it the same way I don't like Grimsmos. They're just like super flabby and super thin, and like I don't know.
I can understand a Grimsmo. I can understand somebody not.
I'm not talking about the action. I'm talking about pure aesthetics.
Oh, I know, but a Rosie is still a fairly classic design, whereas a Grimsmo is not. But I'm a big Wharncliffe fan though, so
Well, yeah, me too, but
but
mostly I'm talking about the handle. The handle is trash to me. I don't know why anyone likes it.
Yeah, I say that I'm a big Wharncliffe fan, but I don't particularly care for Spyderco's Wharncliffe.
Paul Mills, I haven't, but it's ugly, so I don't care.
I love my Spyderco's, but the PM2 and the Grasshopper and all those, I just don't care for them. The Ojumbo I liked.
Yeah. I've never really even held any fucking Spydercos, like maybe 2 ever. I mean, I get it that it works. I'm not saying it's a bad knife. I bet it's a fucking great knife, but it's fucking ugly, so I don't care.
And the good thing about that is if you're going to spend that much money, get what you want, get what you like.
No, yeah, totally. I'm not like hating on anyone for saying. I'm saying like I don't understand why people like it because I think it's just boring as fuck. But people really, really like it. Do they really like it because it's that cool looking, or do they really like it because it's that fucking popular?
I wouldn't dare touch that question because I think.
I mean, I'll touch that question. But there's no way to answer that question. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just a weird thing I think about.
But I think you already know which I believe it is.
Marceau, exactly. Awesome construction, but it's a fucking knife.
I think that knife got lucky and caught a hot train.
That's how I feel about it.
Wrote it. I don't think it was ever because somebody used it and said, "Hey, this is the best knife." Now,
working wise, it might be a great knife, but I'm saying aesthetically, it's fucking. Blah.
I can appreciate good action, but the only Grimsmo I've ever handled was so drop shutty that I didn't feel comfortable with it.
That's why I don't like Grimsmos.
Yeah, it was just.
It's just a free swinging gate. You know what I mean? Like I don't like it. I like cold steels. You have to actually open them.
Right. Yeah, I get that some people love.
I make my knives to work all nice and super smooth, but I don't know. It's just a personal.
Yeah, in all honesty, how is it any better than that?
Right.
I mean, I disengaged the lock.
Dawson, the Lamia, whatever. I like that knife.
The blade immediately dropped shut. This is $104.
Right.
I don't understand.
I like the Lamia a lot.
Yeah.
Or Lamia. What is it? Which one is it? Lamia?
I call it the Lamia. It probably is Lamia. I don't know.
I have no idea.
Yeah, Scotch, that would probably help for me.
You can squeeze them up a bit. I get it.
If I'm gonna have drop shut, I would rather have God, I hate to bring this up.
Yes, Matt.
But I had a QSP Pelican.
And they're too flat and slabby. There's no not even any real chamfers to them. I don't like it.
That QSP Pelican was by far the best Chinese knife I've ever handled, even over Riyadh. Fuck a Riyadh. If I had down a Chinese knife right now, I'd buy another QSP Pelican. But it had that, I could disengage the lock and I could watch it. It just click. It had that hydraulic smooth.
Yeah, that's nice.
Now, maybe
Stevie, you don't like the Lamia?
I think he just likes fucking with Ethan about it.
I know. Yeah. I wanted to read Lamia out loud.
Which high-end knife is it that Stevie has? Stevie, do you have the?
I mean, he's got a Scott Stills.
Yeah, but I think I can't remember. Stevie either had a Roosevelt or a McNeese at one point in time.
Scotch, cheers, buddy.
Which did you have, Stevie? The McNeese? I think it was the McNeese that Stevie had.
But no, I think he still has a McNeese. Yeah. He's had an Arius, I know that, but he got rid of it.
Well, he gave one of his Arius away.
And I don't like that knife either.
Involuntarily.
Oh, Stevie, you said it for me. Thanks.
Yeah. We already knew that.
I know.
Yeah.
But I also had to shout out Scott Stills because Scotty's a badass.
Yeah. Stevie was very kind and gave his first Arius away. He just left it laid on his seat in his truck at a rest stop.
Oh, no shit? That sucks. I mean, I've lost a bunch of knives, but
you can tell how he feels every time I bring it up. Yeah. Funny story about that Pelican though, dude. My truck got broke into at the Gentleman's Club.
Gentleman's Club. That shit always cracks me up.
Well, this is what's weird, dude. I went out there because a guy was threatening to come back and shoot us. Okay. We weren't allowed to have firearms on duty, but once I'm threatened,
trunk,
right. So I go out to my truck and get my pistol, and I forgot to lock my doors back. So somebody dude, they literally opened my AR-15 case, dumped the AR out, all the magazines out on the floor, tossed my console, took the QSP Pelican out of my center console and threw it in the passenger seat and stole my Spyderco. And I was like, this had to be a white dude. Had to be a white guy to know the difference because he knew it was a Spyderco. I don't know a single person that comes to that club that would have known the difference between a QSP and a Spyderco.
I'm not gonna comment on like multiple aspects of the shit you just fucking stated on fucking live YouTube because that shit don't make no sense to me. But I get not taking the gun.
Right. Yeah, because that would get him in a shitload of trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understood
Dude,
that.
my homeboy Roger, he was drunk as fuck, went to Burger King, pissed on the ordering microphone thing because he wanted to piss on this lady's voice. Feel me?
Yeah.
Goes through the drive-thru, gets his food, wrecks his fucking Jeep, leaving the fucking drive-thru, like right across the street. Like wrecks it fucking hard. Like it's done. He's got his AR in his car, or his AK. Grabs his AK. He's got it in his hands above his head. Runs, dude, like fucking blocks down the street. Throws in the bush. Runs back to his Jeep so he can get his DUI without having his fucking gun on him.
Yeah. I didn't realize it was a DUI because it used to be crazy to me, dude. Like, you can't, up until they changed the law last year, if you didn't have a concealed carry permit and you wanted to transport your pistol, like, you had to have the pistol in the trunk and the magazine and the
and locked up.
Yep. Now, but at that same time, you could have a loaded AR-15, 30-round mag with one in the chamber tucked between the passenger seat. That was perfectly legal, but not a pistol.
Right.
Now they changed it, and
yeah, we just got constitutional carry, so it's
we did too.
Fucking whatever.
Mr. Eddie, did somebody offend you that it says okay now I'm leaving later, guys? I hope we didn't.
Wait, who did I piss off now?
I don't know if we did. It's just Mr. Eddie said, okay, now I'm leaving later, guys. I hope I didn't say something to offend him.
No, I think he's just bailing because he was just talking to Stevie and it seemed fun.
Scotson thinks that he traded his Ripley for 2 guns.
Oh, fuck. That's fucked up, dude. I like it.
Yeah.
I'll be thinking about that shit and like motherfuckers be like, oh, yeah, man, I'll trade you a knife. And I'm like, yeah, but do you got like 5 of them?
Yeah. The whole point of that joke was, though, I'm pretty sure it was an employee that stole the knife. Because we had a guy that worked there that's a little bit of a meth head. And we had gambling machines, and he hit.
Oh, the Bipley, that's right.
He hit for $2,000 on that gambling machine that night and immediately quit, but hung out in the parking lot for like an hour later.
Right.
I'm pretty sure it was him that stole my knife.
Scotch, Kyle's trying to steal your Bipley, bud. Oh, Paul Mills, I see. I'll remember that shit.
That's got me curious, though, dude. I don't know what.
I am down to trade makers, though. Fuck, man. I got a couple people that are down. I think Scotty's still down to, like, trade a build for a build. That's my new game. Like, as I get better in my craft, I don't want to ever buy a custom. I just want to trade mine for theirs.
No, Derek, the point was that dude was white, and I'm pretty sure he's the one that stole my knife.
Paul, obviously, buddy.
Love my McNeese knives. Great knives made by a real good dude. Yeah, he seems like a nice guy. I thought about going and doing a factory tour and filming it. It's weird. Like, I'm 300 hours. Like, literally everybody in here tonight could put my playlist on and let it play while you're asleep, and I could be back to being monetized. But at the same time, man, I just have no interest in sitting down and recording a tabletop video.
I like that low key, like, hey guys, go do this so I can get remonetized. But no, I don't care.
I'm just no. I do. I would like the pride of getting it back, just because they.
I know. I'm just kidding, dude.
I'm just saying, in order to take advantage of that, I would really.
Thanks a lot. What up, homie?
I need to start making regular videos, and I don't have any interest in it.
Scotch, the Chinese company told you they won't screw you over. Nice. That's solid, I bet.
Oh, better than cardboard. Is it though, Kyle? Is it really better than cardboard? Because I feel like my cardboard painter's sheath
Brian, I get it, man.
was
Like,
pretty high quality shit.
I've just never cared enough to carry outside of my, like, I got my pistol in my house, and anywhere I go, I just never, maybe it's lack of self-preservation. I don't know. More so, like, I'm more worried about, like, any form of legal fucking bullshit I would have to deal with if I ever actually drew that shit.
Yeah.
I'm scared of the cops more than getting shot, man.
Well,
or of the system than getting shot.
I've watched enough YouTube to understand that.
Yeah, I think we all have.
That's a horrible rabbit hole to go down, dude. You just type in crooked cop on YouTube.
And yeah, and when not even cop though, just a bad situation where you had to use your illegal weapon and you ended up getting fucked because I don't fucking know. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, a bunch of weird legal shit happens.
Right.
Like you didn't say that you felt threatened when they showed up, so now like you did it on purpose or whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, some of them I understand. Like, even as outraged as the people were over,
I've definitely shot a high points notch.
The Kyle Rittenhouse trial. I'm glad he was acquitted, but at the same time, I can see where it was questionable. You know, I can understand maybe why it went to court because, you know, if you weren't there and didn't know the circumstances completely,
I can't speak on that because I don't know enough about it.
Yeah, but I've seen cases like, dude, do you watch that guy from West Virginia, the civil rights lawyer from West Virginia? Dude, that's all he does is sues municipalities and police. When you watch some of his shit, though, dude, and see some of the things they've done to people, it is so fucking infuriating, man.
Yeah, man. I fucking know.
It's just weird how often it comes down to the cop's mood or his opinion of the person.
It's just like any other job, you know. You're going to Starbucks, they're either nice or they're a fucking cunt, you know. Like,
exactly. Yeah, because
it's the same thing, you know. They treat it like a job because, well, it's a fucking job. If they were doing it for no money out of the kindness of their heart, it would be a different situation.
Yeah, Dr. Drew, dude, I agree. I don't think I expressed my point well enough. I think from what media put out, I think it was questionable enough that I can understand why there was a trial. That's all I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. I just don't know enough about it to have a fucking opinion. I know what happened, kind of. I know what I was told through media.
I think it's kind of odd that it was all filmed.
I'll fucking know.
It was all filmed by the FBI on drones. That's kind of suspicious.
I mean, I just had to bite my tongue. I should not get drunk and be live on YouTube.
Yeah, we'll change the subject before it gets to.
Yeah, there we go. Thanks.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're absolutely right, Joe. There are.
Yeah, Joe, for sure, man.
I've met guys in the auto repair and the auto sales industry that were absolute evil.
Predators, dude. Predators. I've watched it happen to like fucking homies and fucking whatever.
The maddest I've ever been is I had a customer of mine call me and ask me if I took extended warranties. And at the time I didn't yet. I didn't realize how easy they were to take and deal with. So I eventually did, but at that point in time, I did not. So I told her, I don't take them, but this guy across town I know does. So she took her car there for a transmission issue. And when she went to pick it up, her air conditioner didn't work anymore. Now he didn't pull the transmission out of the car. He charged her like $300 to flush it, which flushing a transmission is never going to fix a slipping transmission. But anyway, he ripped her off there. But then when she went to pick it up, the AC didn't work anymore. She's like, so I walked back in and told them, hey, my air conditioning don't work anymore. So they pulled it back in, spent like 30 minutes looking at it, and gave her an estimate for $3,700.
What?
To replace the compressor, the orifice tube, the dryer, and flush the system, which was almost, no, it was 3 times what I would have charged for the same job.
That's what I'm saying. The
I
parts.
gave her an estimate for
that much.
$1,200 to do the
Yeah.
same work. So
Yeah.
I pulled it in the shop, and I'm fishing. Dude, I'm literally fishing to suck the freon out of this thing, and start taking it apart. But just out of curiosity, I reach over and turn it on. Nothing happened. Nothing.
Ooh,
And I was like,
nothing, huh?
a bad compressor won't cause it not to blow out the dash.
Right.
So I pull the glove box down, and I can clearly see the blower motor wire cut in half.
Holy fuck! Like
He-
that blatant? God damn!
Yeah, he literally just cut the ground wire to the blower motor, and was going to charge her $3,700. Put a butt connector back on it and send it. I was furious, man.
Damn, dude, I might have fought that dude over that shit.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, he's no longer. He got ran out of town.
That's good.
Yeah. But yeah, I just there's plenty of money to be made, dude. You don't have to be a crook.
That's what I'm saying. You can
That
have
was
higher prices than other people, but doing that shit, dude, like
Yeah.
actually fucking robbing motherfuckers like that ain't cool.
Right. Yeah, we that car lot I worked at, the only reason why I enjoyed working there is because on several occasions I'd have somebody come up, look at a car, test drive it, decide they wanted to buy it. I know they've got their income tax check. That's how they're going to pay their down payment. And I'd sit down with them and do the paperwork. And on several occasions, I'd tell them, like, hey, man, you can't afford this car. You're going to give me $2,500 of your income tax. And 4 months from now, the repo truck's I don't want to take your money.
Right.
Well, you can't. I would even tell people, look, you can afford a payment, but you can't technically afford to own a car because, with this car payment, you're going to be left with zero. I mean, you can't even afford a battery or a tire if it needs it, And I would turn people down and talk them out of buying a car. And my boss was totally cool with it, man. It's the only reason why I like working there.
Cool.
He's like, look, it is not our place to put people in a bad financial situation.
Right.
So,
Shane, that's why I like you. Like, I bet when you were tattooing, you were probably undercharging motherfuckers like I did.
yeah.
And I'm not saying like 100% of the time, but you had the feels for the people.
There was some stuff that I charged more for than some other guys in the shop, but
What I'm saying, like, if a motherfucker comes in and they really want something, you're about to do that tattoo for probably less than you would have asked.
Right. Like I used to praying hands all the time for $75, dude.
Oh, that's low. That's what I'm talking about. See,
They were so easy, especially if
that's the problem. It was all so easy. So like, if you're like, oh fuck, man, oh yeah, I'll do it for a lesser price because what the fuck do I care?
Right. Especially if the person genetically had more melanin than I did. Praying hands were super easy.
Here we go.
They already had the shading, Donnie.
Are you really trying to fucking fire me up tonight?
The shading is already there, dog. What is there to
do?
It just takes less. I'll put it that way.
I mean, yeah, if they're real dark.
Yeah.
If they're light skinned though, you slacking. Just because they tan, don't mean you gotta slack.
I did make a mistake of tattooing an albino one time, and I would never do it again.
Yeah.
Dude, like, by the time I got the line job done, that entire tattoo was, just scar tissue that thick.
Yeah, dude. Dude, some black folk do that too, man. Like, I tattooed this Sudanese girl all the time, and all her scars, all her tattoos basically look like scarification after they were done.
Mm-hmm. I just refused to do them after that because
my ex-girlfriend Megan was like,
she wasn't happy. She wasn't happy about it either. It was her first one.
Oh, well, that's fucked up. She didn't know about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I knew a girl one time though.
It's a new age though. Do your research, man.
She didn't scar. She took tattoos really well, but if you got her mad or horny, her tattoos would stand up.
Oh yeah, and that's common. Yeah, some of mine will do that depending on whatever's happening to me. Like the one on my back raises up all the time.
Does it?
But it's worse with women. Like theirs will even raise up on their like period and shit.
Yeah. I remember I was giving her a back massage, and I was like, "Holy shit!" Her tattoo stood up like not as much as the albino girl, but it stood up pretty high. There, we've covered that. I mean, do you guys want to hear it again? If somebody other than Derek wants to hear it again, I'll tell mine.
Weirdest tattoos, either way you guys did. I mean, I don't really have, honestly, like a weird tattoo thing, you know? Like, there's 1,000 gross-ass motherfuckers that came in that wanted tattoos in maybe weird areas. I ain't that tattooed no dick or pussy. And past that, I mean, how weird can it really get, man?
Maybe I had to read that twice. All right, so Derek, I'll give you the quick version of this story. Everybody else has heard it. It was summertime, and summertimes were very slow for us at the tattoo shop. So we were all hurting for business. And these two guys come in, I'm going to guess mid to late 50s. And the guy was like, hey, I have a tattoo on my lower back, and it's a negative. And now that I've got older, it just looks like a blob. I was just wondering if you could outline it so you can't even tell what it is anymore. I was like, okay. You know, I only charged him like $60. I was just outlining an existing tattoo, and it wasn't this big. But it was a tramp stamp, so I kind of...
Yeah, no, don't be sorry. I just, like, it's not that weird. Like, I don't know. It's just fucking people are retarded and get retarded shit tattooed off.
Yeah, this is where it gets weird, though. So he gets back there, and he pulls his shirt up, and it's a blue box and negative, which means they tattooed a blue square and left the letter skin tone. It said Butch Bear. I was like, okay, no big deal. Well, he was older, so his skin back there was very loose. So I had to have him get in a barber's chair backwards. He put his feet.
That's how you should tattoo that area.
Right.
Anyway,
He bent over the chair, to stretch the skin. And because of the way he was sitting, he had to unbuckle.
If you got the coin, buddy.
He had to unbuckle his belt. So I do the tattoo, get it done. And when he goes to get up, when he steps out of the chair, his shorts slide down. And the biggest cock I've ever seen in my life literally wishes past the tip of my nose, almost hits me. That was by far my weirdest tattoo.
Oh, yeah. You get a little dong thrown at you.
Yeah. He starts apologizing to me, and all I can think is, you need to apologize to your boyfriend out there in the lobby, because that thing is enormous.
Damn. So I wasn't thinking about it in that aspect. So Derek, like when I started the tattoo shop, I started piercing, man. So I did that for 10 years, and then I tattooed for like 12 years. But when I was piercing early on, like the piercing booth, it was like a small closed off booth before we opened up. And there's this bike or a fucking trucker couple that used to come in and fucking get pierced all the time when they were in town. And there's two slobby, just gross motherfuckers. And I don't say that because they're truckers. I'm saying that because they're slobby, gross motherfuckers.
Right.
But so I'm piercing the fucking lady one night. I'm like doing her nipples or whatever. And this dude, I'm in the middle of doing it and shit. And like this bitch is basically coming while this dude is like chewing on her ear over here when I didn't notice. And yeah, so like she's getting off, he's getting off. I'm like, oh my God.
I'd have walked out, dude. I'd have walked out.
No, fuck that. That was when my old boss, when the owner who started the shop, Ira, he's a badass motherfucker. Yeah, you weren't not getting that money, Shane. Yeah. I wasn't trying to get beat up. He liked me. He never threatened me. He threatened everyone else that's ever worked there, bro. Like, I was not trying to get beat up. Yeah. I was young, and he was like 400 pounds and on meth.
Yeah. Derek, he did tip me an extra 20 and was very apologetic for almost breaking my nose with his penis.
Yeah, they did tip me, though, for sure.
I literally felt wind come off that thing. It was so close. It's like,
yeah, man.
So
there's a bunch of weird shit like that, y'all. Like, I mean, as far as like physical interaction goes with motherfuckers, gross. Very rarely is it really nice.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's nice, but
we had the opposite, dude. We were the first tattoo and piercing shop in town. And tattoo and piercing really took off with the late teens.
Well, yeah, always.
The
Yeah.
majority of our customers, we tattooed more hot girls than we did anything.
No, I feel you, but I'm also from a big city, so like the numbers are just way different.
Right.
And not big city, but bigger than where you're fucking from.
Oh yeah, yeah. They were like 35,000.
Yeah, we're like 600.
Yeah.
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 So yeah, just numbers wise, it was just a different thing for me.
I did it. The biggest thing I enjoyed about piercing, my favorite stories about piercing were just the pass outs.
Oh yeah, dude.
I mean, we had people pass out.
And people bled like a motherfucker sometimes. And that's always awesome.
Yeah.
You got just blood pouring out all over. It's so good.
Paul Mills, I'm talking about soft every bit of 11 inches. And I'm talking about big, dude. Yeah.
That's fucking.
The head of it was blue, like where the blood was just puddling up in the end of it because it's so big. Yeah.
Like past that kind of light purplish look, it's just blue.
Yeah, it's blue, dog.
Damn.
Blood just pooling up
Damn.
because it can't pump it back up. Whew.
See, motherfuckers like that though, they can't even get their dick all the way hard.
Probably not. Probably not.
I mean, as far as the porno I've seen.
Yeah.
I had a homie in high school that had a big ass cock like that, and bitches went fucking.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I had an ex that the first time we laid down together.
He was always all sad about it.
When it was over, we were laying there all cuddled up, and she said something about how enjoyable that was, and I was like, "Well, good." She's like, "The best thing was it didn't hurt." I was like, "What?" I knew what I was getting myself into.
Yeah.
She's like, "My ex was huge, and it just hurt every time." And I was like, "Thanks."
Yeah.
I remember helping her, sitting there holding the trash can while she threw all the Magnum XLs out of her nightstand into the garbage can. And I was like, "Yeah, we don't need those anymore."
Right. Yeah, that shit's silly.
My favorite pass out though, it's not my favorite story, because some of them are pretty great. But my favorite one was the chick that turned a flip. I didn't even know it was human. But she passed out so fast that when she went down, she tucked her own head into her crotch and rotated 180 degrees and landed on her back.
After what?
Fell forward and flipped in midair, unconscious on her back.
After doing what?
She didn't do anything. She was just in there watching her friend get her belly button pierced.
Oh, okay, yeah, all right, now I'm following you. Yeah. No, yeah, totally. The people watching the pass out, that's so good.
Yeah.
Because that's just comical as fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, she went down so hard that when she flipped, her tennis shoe hit the wall. It like left a scuff mark on the walls.
Nice.
She hit it so fast.
Dude, people passing out was like one of my favorite things about working at a tattoo shop.
My favorite, and it happened a lot, was gym rats.
Was what?
I don't know how many like big buff guys come in to get a tattoo.
Oh yeah, that's always the best, man. Always the best.
They're more prone to passing out than anybody.
Yeah. Yeah. You know who's not? Fucking women, small women.
Yeah,
they just get their whole backs tattooed and they're like gabbing on the phone. I'm like, God damn it, you tough bitch. What is happening?
Yeah. Every chick we ever had pass out was, well, no, I had that one pass out when she was getting her hood pierced.
Yeah, that's kind of normal.
That wasn't her fault, man. That piercer, he was so shady that every time a girl come in to get a piercing, they would ask me to go back there with them. Like they didn't want to be in the same room with
me. There was a bunch of spots. There was a bunch of spots like that here, man.
Yeah. So I go back there with her. He gets the needle in, and he's trying to, you know how you get the needle through, and then you literally push the needle the rest of the way through with the jewelry.
Yeah.
He's fighting with it. So he's down there tugging on her hood, fighting.
That's because he misaligned it, and now he's got just loose skin in there.
Right. And he stops to tell her, this probably wouldn't be so painful if I had some KY jelly, but I'm out. He told her that. while she's laying there in pain.
I just dropped some shit. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and she looks up at me, looks me right in the eyes, and says, "Is it getting hot in here?" Dude, I just dove over and grabbed the other side of the table and locked down. Dude, she went to fucking convulsioning, fucking like the Exorcist, dog.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
all I could. This chick probably weighed 115 pounds, Donnie. It was all I could do
To keep her from flipping off that bitch, dude.
Yeah.
That, I say it's fun when they pass out, but it's not fun when they convulse and shit.
Right. Yeah. And what was bad was her friend who was sitting there watching. Like, I hold her. I never let her come off the table. And when she finally comes to, I'm talking like, "You're okay. You're okay." Then I hear, what the fuck was that? And I turn around. It was the girl, her buddy. It was her chair. She had passed out. And as she's going down, she kicks the metal folding chair out from under her. She hits the floor face first, Donnie. Like road rashes her face. Can you imagine rubbing your face across the floor of a tattoo booth? Well, how much money would somebody have to pay you to rub your face on the floor of a tattoo booth?
That's so good.
So I help her up. Get this, though, dog. She's 18 years old.
Yeah.
A virgin.
Why do you know she's a virgin?
I'll tell you in a second. And
All
she still went through with it. After all that, she got her spirit. I tried to talk her out of it. I tried to talk her out of it because I could tell by her demeanor. And I was like, "Hey, I'm just going to come right out and ask this. Am I going to be the first person that's ever touched this?"
God damn it, Shane. That's the wrong thing to say there, but
but Donnie, I didn't want her. I just felt like she should have experienced that pre-piercing. You know what I mean? Because it can affect your sensitivity. It can either
very, very much so. It can literally kill your sensitivity,
or it can.
Yeah, or it can increase it, but it can actually mute it like a motherfucker. Right. Same with nipple piercings.
Right, and I was like, "Sweet, this is not a good idea."
He doesn't know anything about sensitivity.
Would you not have tried to talk her out of it?
No, I would. I don't do those.
Yeah,
I won't do them because of that shit. The nipples, I mean, like that's your own bed.
I was literally the first person to ever touch her there, and it was for a piercing. That was a horrible idea.
For me, like if I did that, like if I was piercing a woman's clit or whatever and all that shit, and they lost sensitivity, I basically female circumcised that bitch. Yeah. That is not fucking cool to me, so I don't do that shit.
But the point was also she was there with a group. They all decided, "Hey, let's go get pierced."
Yeah. That shit is always a bad idea for those bitches.
It was just peer pressure, dude. She was not that person.
It was just her turn.
Right. You're right. It was just her turn. She got it.
And that's boss. No, I give her the props. Because that's scary. And getting pierced fucking blows anyway, man. I used to have a whole bunch of them. And because I was sick.
I tried my damnedest to scare. I you don't understand. We're not just poking a hole. I was like, that needle's hollow. I'm actually removing a tubular piece of flesh. She's like,
of a very sensitive fucking area.
Right. She did it. I couldn't believe she went through with it.
Yeah, that shit's wild, man.
Material overload. I'm going to pass out.
What? Oh, Mimo, grow up. We're just talking about a little piercing, a little clit, a little nip. You know, it's fine. Oh, we're talking about dong too. Shit.
Yeah.
Derek, yeah, man, I got mine pierced when I was a fucking 17, man.
The most awkward part was she tried to apologize to me. She's like, "I'm sorry, I'm not fresh shaving." She's like, "It's been a few days." Dude, she had never shaved that thing a day in her life. I mean, it wasn't bad because she was only 18, but it was as bright red as her hair was. I was like,
right.
She was so trying to fit in, dude, and it.
Oh yeah, you always notice that in the groups, you know.
Yeah. But I did my part, man. I tried to talk her out of it. Just wasn't having it.
Derek, is what on the piercer or the person getting pierced?
Wait, is what on them?
That's what I'm asking. I don't know what he's getting at.
They're passing out or?
Oh, the passing out. That's always on. It's just a physical thing. Yeah. Dude, I'm covered in fucking tattoos, bro. Like I got a shit ton of tattoos. Up until about, I don't know, like.
Oh, the losing sensitivity. No,
Every single tattoo I've got from like 17 till I was like 28. 2 seconds in, I basically turned gray and damn near passed out.
Yeah.
And then I was fine for the rest of the sesh. It's just a physical reaction, man. It's anxiety. It's your fucking natural defenses.
Yeah. The losing sensitivity, though.
But that shit, that's just
they're taking.
That's a toss up, man. You're going through sensitive nerve areas. Some people it heightens, some people it lessens.
That's a good point.
This is fucking educational. We are teaching the people.
Right.
We should be monetized. Motherfuckers should be throwing cash.
Yeah. Well, there's a reason why they were getting their hoods pierced. They came in asking to get their clitoris pierced.
Right.
And we wouldn't touch those. We just wouldn't do it at all.
Yeah, yeah. So you're doing the hood. Were you doing vertical? You were just doing a vertical or horizontal hood piercing?
Yeah, just a horizontal hood.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's so risky to losing sensitivity. Like we've legit had customers come in a month later talking about, I have 14 orgasms a day at work since I've had this done. Take it out, do something. I'm like, the nerve damage is done. You know, we tried to tell you that, you know.
Yeah, man. Like people don't understand. They just think it's like some fashion thing, but it's not. Piercing's older than that, man. Like I sound like an old head when I say this shit, but like the art of piercing, it's lost on any generation that's been around for the last 20 years. Like some of it is adornment.
Yeah.
Certain ear ones, blah blah. There's reasons people have been doing this shit for thousands of fucking years.
I don't even know if it's true that when people get that they say gets rid of migraines. I don't know if that shit really. I've had a lot of women tell me that they got it and they never had another migraine. The one where they get the inside.
No, I know.
I don't know.
I always tell people that I don't believe in fucking hocus pocus, but if it ends up helping them, that's dope.
Yeah, it may just be in their head, but right. If it works, it works.
But yeah, exactly. If it works, it works. I'm not gonna knock it, you know what I mean? But when people come in, I'm honest about it. You know, I'm like, look,
but Derek,
I'm not educated about that.
Yeah.
I can do this piercing in a professional manner. If it helps you, sweet. If it doesn't, you got a cool piercing.
Right. But yes, the answer to that is yes, Derek. But I've never heard of that being an issue with male genitalia. Like,
no, you can pretty much fuck your dick up and be all right most of the time.
Yeah. But with females, it can go either way. It can make it so sensitive. Like these girls were talking about, it was driving them crazy. Like they couldn't stand it anymore.
Well, that's because they got vertical hood piercing, so that bead is just riding right on their clit all day.
Constantly. Yeah.
Just DJing all fucking day. Oh, what's the beat? They don't know yet because they ain't moved. Oh shit. Oh shit, the 808's kicking in, motherfuckers.
Yeah. How about that kick bass, son?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, people don't know what they're getting into, man.
Yeah, all we would do was the horizontal hood.
We just didn't do piercings. We didn't do nothing below the belt.
Yeah. We had a piercer that had pierced they had done a couple of Prince Alberts, but
like I know how to do it. So I learned from the dude I learned from, and then also whatever, a bunch of people that are older. Anyway, I know how to do all that shit. I chose not to do that shit.
Come in about a tattoo.
It's a pain in the ass to do those piercings. They're not easy.
I had one guy come in asking about having his penis tattooed, and everybody in the shop was like, "No." And finally,
that's because people are homophobic as fuck and can't handle like touching a body part.
Finally, I just told him, like, dude, I'll tattoo the whole fucking thing.
Yeah,
starts at $5,000.
Exactly.
And he left. So,
well, yeah, we all got our price. And you talk to any tattooist across the country, famous or not, the shit is several $1,000s to get your junk tattooed.
Right?
That is the fucking price.
I don't believe you could possibly put good lines in.
You can't. That's
and
the
it's
thing.
going to look different all the time.
Yeah,
like in different stages of.
Unless that dude is snorting fucking Viagra.
Yeah.
While you're doing it.
That skin's so thin.
Yeah, but even hard, like stretching that is not real life.
No.
For a
I'm sure-
tattoo, you know what I
I'm
mean?
sure it would blow out. Probably
Dude,
super
so
easy.
bad. It'd be
Yeah.
like tattooing your eyelid.
Yeah.
Not good.
No. Never had to do it though, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, me neither. I watched my mentor, he tattooed his best friend. He tattooed his wife's initials, like one on each ball. Like big ass fucking tall letters, dude.
And it still looked like shit, didn't it?
Well, yeah, it still looked like shit, but so I wasn't like looking at his balls while he was getting tattooed. You know, I'm like over here behind homie getting tattooed, but like it was some of the funniest shit I've ever witnessed.
I saw a picture in a tattoo magazine one time of a guy that got googly eyes tattooed on his balls, but he did it like bent over a chair. So you could see the eyeball like from behind. Like, so if he was on his hands and knees from behind, there were eyeballs on. Yeah, that was pretty fun.
You ever seen the movie Waiting
Yeah,
with Ryan Reynolds?
yeah,
That's what that reminds me of.
yeah.
Gave him the goat.
That's right. Yeah, but we didn't have, because this is a small town, we didn't have a whole lot
Dr.
of,
Drew, dude, you can actually stretch your foreskin, bro. If you're circumcised, you can actually re-stretch your skin into new foreskin.
that's the most cruel thing they've ever did to children.
Circumcision, yeah.
Yeah.
Of any form, male, female, all across the globe. Yeah, man. That's fucking retarded. And it desensitizes your shit.
Right. Yeah, it actually
Which
decreases.
is the fucking whole point of it.
Right. What the fuck is wrong with you people?
Crispy, don't get us started, motherfucker.
We're just talking about our life and life experiences.
And real life shit. We're talking about mutilation of children. Have a fucking heart.
Yeah, it's sad. The Batwing.
That's right, the Batwing, exactly. I fucking love that movie. I've watched that movie way too many. It's like unhealthy how many times I've seen that movie.
Dr. Drew, dude, that would probably be the only tattoo that would make sense. Like if
Dude,
you
that's
had,
so funny.
if
Yeah,
you had like 8 inches and you tattooed a ruler down it, that's the coolest penal tattoo I've ever heard of. But because everything else is going to look like garbage.
Kyle, when the angry waitress is like picking the fuzz out of her bush and like chucking it at fucking Ryan Reynolds, dude, so good.
Yeah. This be the most honest question. you've ever had.
Snuffleupagus.
Hey, y'all can blame all this.
Bird.
Just in case y'all forgot, this guy right here started this situation. It's all his fault.
That's why I was doing Snuffleupagus. You got some smack, bird.
Dude, we had a guy come in, big bodybuilder dude, just jacked. He came in and get a tattoo. Literally, Brett had tattooed a 1-inch straight line. Like this very first line. And old dude was like, I think I need something to drink. Brett was like, dude, don't get up. Let me go get you something to drink. He's like, no, I got to drink in my car. And Brett was like, dude, don't get up. Let me go get you something. He's like, no, man, I got to drink in my car. So he gets up. Takes about
Worst
4
decision.
steps. Takes about 4 steps. Listen to this, Donnie. He falls forward onto an open filing cabinet drawer with his mouth. All I see is white shit go clang all over the floor. I thought it was his teeth. It wasn't his teeth, but because he didn't have any teeth. These were like $6,000 porcelain veneers, and they just shattered all over.
Damn.
Yeah, bleeding, dude. Like the filing cabinet drawer is open like this much, the bottom one, and he literally landed on the edge of it.
That's fucking tough.
Yeah.
That's fucking tough.
Yeah, don't forget to like the stream, fellas.
That's right. Hit that fucking like button, bitches.
Even if you are throwing up or emotionally
Or just
scarred,
fucking hate us. We don't
Or
give a
emotionally
shit. Hit the
scarred
like
for the
button
rest
and
of
then
your life.
tune in again to hate us some more. It's the Itchy and Scratchy show, I'm telling you.
I think we're more aligned with Ren and Stimpy. And he's got
Ooh, Ren and Stimpy is good too. You idiot!
I don't think you put enough E in idiot.
No, I don't. I can't. That'll hurt my throat. No, it'll hurt my throat. You idiot!
I saw a kid do that on Nas and went face first into a car.
Oh, that's cute.
Oh,
But it's wrong!
yeah.
Fucking Ren and Stimpy was fucked up, man.
It was so good.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
My favorite one by far. You remember when they did the one from the Wild West, like they were cowboys, and they were stealing those horses? Like, sheriff arrests them. They was gonna hang them for horse thievery. That dude, he's like, sheriff, we can't hang these guys. And he's like, why not? He's like, because that fat one ain't got no neck, and the other one don't weigh enough. It's meant to a picture, dude, in the ropes like over his face, and the other one's just swinging in the wind.
Oh, fucking cartoons when you can hang motherfuckers for no reason.
Yeah, no, they were guilty. They stole horses.
Pinky and the Brain of Dawn for sure, man. I got salt shakers from forever ago.
Yeah, I've still got. My daughter bought me a
Dr. Drew, dude. Yes, that episode is burned into my brain for fucking ever. Exactly, dude. You're like, oh, like it was real life, real people. You're like, oh god.
My daughter bought me a Ren and Stimpy watch for Christmas. And of course, it's a kid's watch. It never fit.
Well, right.
I've held on to it all these years, dude.
Nice.
It's probably a $3, Chinese digital watch, but I thought it was really sweet of her to. She thought
Roadrunner and I don't know, man. Yeah, that's pretty good too, though. I figured Roadrunner and Wild Coyote was a little highbrow for us, so
Yeah, that's all I had when I was a kid, dude. It was Tom and Jerry, Roadrunner. I remember when Super Friends started coming out on Saturday mornings, dude. It was Batman, dude. I thought that was the coolest shit.
Oh,
but daily, from like 3:30 to 4:30 when you got home from school, always had like that hour of cartoons. It was always like Tom and Jerry, the Roadrunner, maybe some Elmer Fudd, some Bugs Bunny.
I got every one of those shits on VHS recorded.
I didn't realize how adult themed all that shit was.
Dude, it's so fucked up going back and watching it as like a 30, 40-year-old man.
Yeah. And the racism, dude, that was in some of that shit back then, man.
Racism, super high. Sexism, second. Fucking, dude, so bad. So bad.
Well, I say, right. I don't know if I would label it racism. It would be taking.
Hold on, don't backtrack that because the original statement was true.
It would be taken as racism.
We're making progress here, Shane. I'm liking you. Let's go.
Yeah, the Disney Hidden Ducks and everything. I used to have a copy.
Well, yeah.
Little Mermaid.
We got that fucking Little Mermaid cover of it. My mom.
Oh, do you? I don't have it.
Yeah, we know. We for sure do.
Yeah. Yeah, Pepe Le Pew was a fucking committing essay.
Dirty as a motherfucker.
Isn't it weird that we can't say those things anymore?
What's that?
You have to say essay instead of actual assault.
Oh, I usually just say rape.
Right? Yeah, you can't say that either.
But, why can't you say that? That's the term.
Right, but I can understand if you were promoting it or glorifying it. But like now, they're like, oh, if you even say it, we'll take your channel back.
Oh damn,
boy! I say, boy. How's that,
dude? Foghorn Leghorn, as far as like dialogue goes, and like you get the context from some of the shit he be saying, is pretty fucked up. But always a funny cartoon,
dude. I the very first time I stepped foot in a tattoo shop was Jimmy's Tattoo Parlor in Port Hueneme, California.
Blackbeard, yes.
Jimmy was famous. He had tattooed all the military guys around there. And I went in there to get a tattoo of Foghorn Leghorn spanking that dog's ass with a one before. And my buddy got tattooed first, and I got too drunk that he wouldn't tattoo me. And I didn't get a tattoo for another 17 years. Damn. But that was going to be my first one, was Foghorn Leghorn. I said, have a ball, son. Slowpoke Rodriguez, I love.
Shut up, Matt. No, he wasn't. He was fucking had, I don't know, there's something wrong with him.
Yeah.
No, he was totally in the night. He was in Nazi garb even in one of the cartoons, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I'm sorry if my Foghorn Leghorn wasn't very good, Bettina.
I said, boy.
Boy, I said, boy. That wasn't really a Southern. That was more of a. I mean, it was Southern, but it wasn't Alabama dialect. That was more of a
No. It was like
Kentucky.
generic Southern.
It was more of a Kentucky. Yeah. I'll show y'all my favorite.
But yeah, I mean, this shit was just fucked up. And yeah, Kyle, Pepe Le Pew for sure. Pimping it hard, too hard. Yeah, I try to forget about that shit about Donald Duck stuff, but that's right, man. He did. I knew he was like in garb though. Didn't he have like a little red flappy thing like he normally wears?
Who are you talking about?
Donald Duck.
Oh, yeah. There was a lot of.
There's tons of fucked up shit with that.
But you had to remember that Walt Disney was a communist, though, wasn't he? Or he's a communist sympathizer.
Yeah, he was. Michael Upchurch, yes, Yosemite Sam was fucked up too, man, real bad.
Well, they won't even let it. They won't even air that.
Animaniacs, so fucking good. Hello, nurse.
They canceled Yosemite Sam just because of his pistol.
Oh yeah. People are soft with the guns. Freakazoid was like, man. So I appreciated it because it was fucking weird, but it just wasn't my jam. I don't know if I was getting too old or something at the time. I don't know what the fuck happened.
Every time I hear
Walt Disney was a piece of shit for sure.
Every time I hear Freakazoid, I think of that song. You remember that? Freakazoid robots, please report to the dance floor.
Damn, no. All I'm thinking is some P.D. Pablo fucking Freak-a-Leak.
That's some 80s shit.
Freak-a-Leak. I'm talking about some strip club shit. You're talking about some weird 80s shit.
Yeah. Well, Freak-a-Leak was the shit back
then. I feel like this is backwards for some reason. Except I fucking hate 80s music.
It's not all bad.
Well, no, but like most of the stuff is bad. Like I like Blondie and I like fucking Minor Threat and I like Nails.
This is still my favorite message I've ever received on my phone. Listen.
Hey, Ching Ching.
Is that it?
Hey, Ching Ching.
Yeah. It's just Cheeto. It's just Cheeto messaged me in a voice message. It says, hey, Ching Ching.
That's fucking funny, dude.
I've gotten so much joy out of that, dude.
Kyle, dude. Yes, I am like the stereotype fucking little ghetto piece of shit. I had an S10 Blazer with fucking 4 Sony Explode 12s in it and a lot of fucking amps. And I was dating this fucking fancy white girl from across the fucking pond, the river.
Yeah.
And she went to, a little fancier school over there. And I would pull up, she played softball. And I'd pull up to pick her up when the game was over, but I'd pull up while they were like at the end of the last inning or whatever.
Yeah.
Thumping the most ghetto fucking shit ever. And yes, that P.D. Pablo song you're talking about, the helicopter one, dude. And I would just I'd be pulling into the parking lot and I would just watch the crowd turn and stare at this asshole because no one else does that shit over in those parts.
Yeah. Derek,
so
I'm actually
proud of that because fuck those people.
I'm actually 53.
I know you're talking about the song, dumbass. That's what I'm getting at. It was always on the playlist.
I know. I'm actually
keep up.
The 80s were my era.
No, I know that. You're just older than me.
I'll say this though, dude. 80s music, 70s music. I know older guys will hate me for this. The 2000s was the best music ever made.
As far as hip hop goes, for sure.
Hip hop, metal, the new metal era was my shit, dude. I loved all of that.
I mean, I like all of them, really, but I am, if I want to feel nostalgic for me and my age, I throw on late 90s, early 2000s fucking rap, hip hop shit. That's my jam. Also, some of the newer metal, but I'm all a little on the underground on the metal scene too. So,
yeah. Hey, what are you talking about? YouTube overlords. What do we do now?
Merceau, this bitch hated pussy. She was not gay at all. Trust.
Thought you got mice out of your walls by blowing cigar smoke in the hole, then you turned green. What the fuck is Michael Upchurch talking
Wait,
about?
hold on. What?
He lost me there, dude.
No.
He's having a whole different conversation.
Yep. I appreciate it, but I'm
Yeah, I
not
do
there.
too. I want to know
I'm not
more.
there.
I want to know more.
Fuck you, Kyle. I didn't realize that. I'm finally paying attention to the chat, and now I'm getting yelled at. Fuck you. I'll ignore you for a little while, and then I'll be late. Sorry. I don't really know how I'm paying attention anyway. I'm kind of fucking lit. Stevie, for sure. I'm giving that right up where I like my other shit too, man, for sure.
Paul Mills,
That's what I'm saying. I like all eras, but like when
I
I'm feeling ratchet, I just go to a certain time, you know.
I was a big Guns N' Roses fan, but dude, I would trade Guns N' Roses any day of the week for Korn, Limp Bizkit, any of those. I could never listen to Guns N' Roses again, and I loved that shit. I just think 2000s metal was the best it ever was.
I'm 40, so I was born in '84. So I really started listening to music with my mom when I was about 6. And then I went from there, and she influenced me with like Blondie, Minor Threat, NWA, fucking some of the other older hip hop shit. Fucking
Dude,
Prince.
I was in boot camp. Like the last week of boot camp, they let us have a small boom box. And where the tape come from, that was the first time I was 18 years old, about to graduate from boot camp. The first time I ever heard NWA, and I was like, "The fuck is this?"
You were like, "Yes."
Yeah, I was like, because literally, dude, where I was from, there was no access to rap music.
No, I feel you.
The only rap we had ever heard was Beastie Boys.
Right. Well, yeah, that's typical.
I mean, there was no access to any rap. Yeah, that was pretty life changing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like some of us are just in different eras, you know. Like that's what I grew up on, and that's when I was born.
Yeah, I'll check that out, Drew. I've heard that name, but I'm not positive I've heard any of their music.
Yeah, I don't even know if I know who that is.
Yeah. Like I was super proud the first time I walked by my daughter's room and I heard music and I stopped and listened. She was like 15 years old in her room, probably eating a fucking edible, if I had to guess, listening to Deftones. And I was like, yes.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, that's weird, Snot Rag, how it just, depends on, like, we didn't even really have a rock station. There was a rock station out of Birmingham that you could only.
Norwegians really have attitude. I don't know.
All we had was okay. My bad, Michael. There's a little late in chat. It threw me off.
Very cartoon, nice.
Yeah, but I had all we had local was country music.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, access and availability and all that shit, exposure, that's way different for everybody, especially like at your age.
Yeah.
Because me, even, in high school, we weren't like on the internet a lot or anything, but you sure as fuck weren't ever on the internet. You know what I mean? Like,
I was in my 30s when it came out.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just a few short years, 5-10 years really changes that kind of shit for exposure.
The very first song I ever downloaded, it took hours.
Was it Limp Bizkit?
No. You'll never guess, but it was.
No, I don't want to guess. Yeah,
it was Alicia Keys.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
That was the very first song I ever downloaded. I think it took like 4 hours on dial-up on my already 8-year-old computer.
Yup.
Yeah. I judge my success as a parent based on the fact Zoe listens to the same music I do. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, see, Bettina, we didn't have, my first concert, me and the guy I went to high school with drove an hour and a half away to see Def Leppard. But back then.
Doesn't the drummer only have one arm?
Yeah, that was right after he lost his arm. See, back
The
then,
drummer from Delaware only has one arm. The drummer from Delaware only has one arm.
the only way we got
Y'all
any
like Bloodhound Gang or no? Fuck
any
off.
access to stuff like that was we had a record store in town called the Record Bar. And when you'd go in there, they would be playing music that you couldn't hear on the radio.
It's not.
So we'd go hang out in there for a couple hours.
Law hip hop.
You know, we'd discover a band and save up our money and buy the cassette tape.
One Moon, man. Welcome to the fuck shop. I like that.
Yeah. Donnie, that was Bloodhound Gang.
So, funny story. Bloodhound Gang is technically one of the first bands I've ever seen live when I was like fucking 10, 11 tops. It was, we had a local radio station called The Edge, and they put on like a show every year. It was like one day, bunch of bands thing. And that was in 95. So it was probably right before I was 11. And Bloodhound Gang was there. Tonic was there. A bunch of random people.
Stevie, I was wondering about that. I don't think Joe was in there. Yeah, JoJo did make it. I started to do this live vertical, but the only reason I didn't is I didn't want to hear Gary cry about it.
Derek. I used to have this fucking tape, had some Bloodhound Gang on it, some Korn, a bunch of other random shit like that, some Slayer, and I fucking wore it out so hard on my Walkman, like movie style, that I fucking took the fucking tape out and transferred it to a new fucking, like, you know, casing.
Yeah. But I remember when I bought my first computer, and I actually got one that you could burn CDs on, man. I thought that was the coolest shit, dude.
Yo.
Fucking make
Fuck
CDs.
yeah.
This is so
Fuck yeah, dude. We were making all kinds. We wait hours to download some shit just because we could put it on a CD ourselves.
Todd Carr, they're not my favorite band, but they are the band I've seen live.
You've seen Hanson live? Dude, the first girl I ever banged, like the girl that I lost my virginity to,
Yeah.
ended up being into Hanson like super bad, and like it really fucked me up. And I like used to make fun of her like publicly all the time. Like I couldn't handle it. I was like, well, "You're cool. I like you a lot. You know, we're fucking, but like you like Hanson, so you're fucking dumb shit."
Yeah, Paul, I'm not monetized anymore.
I was really mean to her about the Hanson.
Yeah. Well, I went. My wife was. She was a member of the fan club. She was big into Hanson.
Yeah, well, see, that's married. I'm talking about high school. My first pussy.
And I will say this: I can't shit about it. They are very talented, dude. They play all their own music.
I don't give a shit about their
It
talent.
doesn't matter what you think about it.
No, that's what I'm saying. There's tons of people that are talented. The Beatles are fucking talented, but I think the shit is trash.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
It's personal taste. It's subjective as fuck.
Right.
Yeah. I'll make fun of
I'll
you.
say
Not
I've
liking
been
what
to
I like,
shows-
but that doesn't mean you're wrong.
I've been to shows that I wanted to go to that were worse than Hanson just because when I got to see them live, they were so bad that I was disappointed. So at least with Hanson, I didn't care about the music, but at least they were good at it.
No, I feel you. So my mom started having seizures and shit, so she couldn't go to shows no more. And when my little sister started being able to be of age to go to shows, my mom couldn't take her anymore. And my little sister was into the Black Eyed Peas.
Right.
So I've seen the Black Eyed Peas live with Fergie and all that shit.
Yeah. The guy that taught me how
But
to
guess
tattoo,
what? They put on a good fucking show.
The guy that taught me how to tattoo had a teenage daughter. And he said two of the best shows he's ever been to. And he can't stand their music.
Where shit he didn't like, I bet. Yeah.
Katy Perry. He said Katy Perry put on an incredible show.
Oh, I bet Katy Perry did for sure.
And Pink. He said Pink's concerts are
Yep.
mind-blowing.
I've seen Pink too with my mom before she started having her seizures, and I don't like Pink, but the show was crazy. It's like seeing Madonna or somebody like that, you know, like they put on a fucking show.
Yeah.
They spend money on the production of the fucking show.
Right. Yeah, I mean it's not Korn by any means. Korn puts on a hell of a concert.
I mean, they kind of do, but they're still just a band playing with some shit playing in the background. You know what I mean? Like these other people have to have theatrics and other crazy shit going on to make it worth it. You know what I mean?
Well,
or not make it worth it, but you know what I mean. Like I don't know.
it is kind of the draw of like a.
When you're a solo artist, it's different than being a full band.
That is kind of the draw of like a Slipknot concert. You know, the guys playing fucking trash cans and jumping in the fire. I enjoyed it. Did Donnie?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Slipknot should only play small venues. That's the whole thing, though.
Yeah. Christopher Critter, I'd go with you, Hoss, because I love to listen to
Steve, are you tired? Because that's that's pretty weak.
Yeah. I would go see Adele. If you can appreciate the fact that she's probably one of the greatest vocalists ever.
Who? Adele? Yeah. She can sing for sure.
Yeah.
Kyle, that's equally as embarrassing as seeing the Black Eyed Peas. But yeah, I bet they put on a great fucking show.
Yeah.
You don't have to be like my kind of music to be able to be a great entertainer.
I wish somebody clip that.
Please
I
don't.
want to be able to use that against you in the future.
Please don't. But no, that's real life, man. Like I'm an asshole and I'll talk shit to you on the show. I'll yuck your yum all day long. But it's so subjective, you know, like
yeah.
I've only seen Slipknot on tour for their first album, and that was awesome, but I bet the rest of it sucked.
I enjoyed it. I actually enjoyed their first album the least. So
I know, that's what I'm talking about. I'm a fucking dick.
I just go to see Fergie. I ain't never been a big Fergie fan.
I mean, me neither. She's kind of weird looking.
I just think she's just if she
I
wasn't
allow
Fergie,
it, but she's still weird looking.
If she wasn't Fergie, she wasn't. I mean, she could easily work at Applebee's, and
Yeah,
you would watch when she
weird
walked
looking.
by. You'd watch her walk by, but you wouldn't go out of your way.
Nope.
You know, a lot of chicks.
Definitely not going out of my way for that.
I mean, if Taylor Swift
God.
worked at Walmart, you wouldn't look at her twice. But
Fuck
everybody
no.
thinks she's just the most gorgeous. She's not special. She's just famous, so people treat her like she is.
Yeah, she ain't Zoe Saldana.
No,
So
Zoe
hot.
Saldana is a smoke show.
Fully hot.
Or Michelle Watterson, the karate hottie,
Yeah.
fights in UFC. She's badass.
Yeah, she hot.
Watching Pelosi get a broom up the ass while getting spewed with fake blood cannons. What else do you need in a live show? I thought you were talking about Nancy Pelosi. I was like, I would love to see Nancy Pelosi get a broom up her ass.
That'd be pretty tight. I'd pay even. I'd probably pay only like 15, maybe $30.
Yeah.
Paul Mills, like, yeah, but like a lot of weird like supermodel chicks or hot bitches like that, they still got a weird thing about them. You know, something about them is just weird.
I think Anna Taylor-Joy's kind of hot. I don't know why.
Yeah, but she looks like a fucking alien because her eyes are like 97 inches apart.
Right. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like all of them, supermodels. You look at any Victoria's Secret model, runway model, they're real tall, they're real cute, but there's always some proportion that's really weird. Whether it's their eyes or like their ribs are too fucking tall or like something's fucked up.
Yeah. I guess if I had to guess throughout my entire life, the hottest chick in her prime to me was Kate Beckinsale. That's probably
she's
my all-time favorite.
Super hot. And she's still hot.
Yeah.
At her age.
She's getting her legs are getting too skinny.
Yeah, I don't like that. I like a little bit of thigh. I like some thigh. Michael Upchurch.
But I'm not even talking about her big roles. You remember when she was in that movie with Adam Sandler? What was it called? Click. One where he got yeah, dude, that was because she looked. They didn't like overdress her.
No, she looked like a normal broad. Yeah,
she was gorgeous, man.
Michael Upchurch. I have seen ICP live with my mother when I was like fucking 13, maybe. And we definitely got coated in some Faygo, but we definitely got high with fucking Cottonmouth Kings that day. So
my favorite ICP moment was when he came on stage and drop kicked Fred Durst.
Which is not a bragging right because
Fred didn't even budge, dude. He just bounced off of Fred and landed on the stage.
Nice.
That's so funny.
Nice.
Yeah. And Fred just looked back at him like, what the fuck was that? Yeah.
Paul Mills, a fucking 10!
Yeah. Christopher Gary, you're not wrong there.
Dude, Salma Hayek. Oh, shit. Shane, were we live like a week or two ago when I was talking about a romantic comedy that I liked that I couldn't think of?
That sounds familiar.
It was with Salma Hayek and a dude from Friends, which I still don't remember that dude's name, but it was called Fools Rush In.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
That movie is a romantic comedy, but it is fucking hilarious to me. There's a scene where old boy from Friends is he's in a fucking elevator and he's holding this like plastic mahi that's like fucking 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
And some bitch walks into the fucking elevator. She's like, "What's that?" And he's like, "It's a keychain." It's like the funniest fucking thing in the world to me for no reason.
Yeah. Paul Mills, I could agree there. I mean, it kind of makes this creepy old man. But yeah, like 19, she was beautiful.
Stevie, what the fuck? That's so awesome. Do you notice my fucking name tonight? That is the only reference all night, is your comment just now.
Yeah. Yeah, the only thing I got that gets close to that is that I smoked a blunt with Ralphie May. It wasn't a blunt, I'm sorry, it was just a joint.
With Ralphie May?
Mm-hmm.
The comedian?
Mm-hmm. In Birmingham. Yeah. Right beside his tour bus. Like a year before he died. Ralphie May was amazing, dude.
Dude, are you fucking kidding me? That is fucking nasty good. That's so good.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember when I put it to my lips, I felt a little Ralphie May spit on my lip.
Hold on. Are we talking about the J or is Johnson here?
I didn't even care, dude.
Proper response. And yeah, Ralphie May is fucking badass.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that dude. I don't think anybody was ever funnier than Ralphie May. That whole John Pinette bit about going to the all-you-can-eat buffet was funny, but I don't think it was as funny unless you were fat. I think that was one of the funniest things to fat people they'd ever heard. Dude. You know, the whole buffet not for you. You eat like killer well.
Dude, Ralphie May was good, man. What's that cat? Younger cat.
Matt Rife.
What's up?
Matt Rife.
Yeah. He always gives mad props to fucking Ralphie May.
Ralphie was really good to Matt.
Yeah.
Why the fuck did he dye his hair blonde? He looks like such a tool. God, he looks stupid with blonde hair.
Yeah.
Eminem Knives, I just went to see Brad Williams last year in Huntsville.
Nice.
Got my picture took with him.
Nice.
And I stooped down as low as my old arthritic back would let me. I still couldn't get on his level. No, Joe, there wasn't. That's never been in question.
That's definitely not in question.
Yeah. I haven't met a whole lot of famous people, though.
Nah, me neither, really. I mean,
like Patina Turner, where he lives, dude, he would just like randomly run into all my fucking heroes back in the day. You know, all the Supercross and freestyle motocross riders and
Patina. Dude, I couldn't run into somebody like Andre 3000, man. Like, I wouldn't be starstruck. I would nerd out so hard that dude would be like, "Yo,
dude,
I don't have time for this shit."
You want to go old school, dude?
I don't have time to talk to you about all that.
I ran into 2 movie stars at LAX on 2 different occasions. One of them was Louis Gossett Jr.
Nice.
A lot of people won't even remember who he was. The second one was the big fat Vietnamese guy in Missing in Action 2. Remember the big fat soldier that
like
450-pound fat guy?
Yeah.
I ran into him at LAX, dude. He looked like he had on $5,000 worth of silk suit and a fucking gold cane. He was pimping as fuck.
Nice.
He was actually friendlier than Louis Gossett Jr. You could tell didn't want to be bothered, but yeah.
I met Ice-T once. He talked down here up in my neighborhood by my high school.
I drank whiskey with Yellow Wolf.
Yeah, that's it.
That doesn't mean anything to anybody around. It's so weird, dude. Like people in this town, because he's from here, like they hate on his success so bad, dude.
Dude,
Like, he can't sell out a venue of 5,000 people here. He can go to fucking China and sell out a stadium, and here he can't get more than 1,500 people to show up at a concert.
do you know who King ISO is? He's a rapper.
Uh,
Look him up. He's from my city. Like I taught this kid how to do skateboard tricks. This dude tours the globe with Tech Nine now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Now I'm not tight with him or nothing. Like anybody in the chat, don't get me wrong. Like when we see each other at a show, you know, we give each other respect or whatever. But like I don't talk to this dude.
Yeah.
But he's fucking dope, man. You should check him out. He's really big on like mental illness and a bunch of other shit. Like I think you'd appreciate his work.
My aunt used to work at a small cafe in Marietta, Georgia, and she used to serve breakfast to Dusty Rhodes all the time. So top that shit. Gosh, she thought he was the sexiest man that ever walked the planet. Big fat Dusty Rhodes. I drank with Yellow Wolf. He did a shot at a bar up here for 2 straight nights. Invited us back. Yeah, he's super down to earth, man.
Stevie, fucking Ian McKay, seriously, dude? That's fucking dope. I don't want to hear it and all your bullshit. I don't want to hear it.
Dude, I would love to meet that guy, especially at a strip club.
Dude, Mike Epps at the strip club? Holy fuck, I don't even go to strip clubs, but I'd be in there like
You're damn right.
going broke with Mike Epps.
Yeah. Mike Epps is hilarious.
Kyle,
what's his brother's name that does all the serious roles? Omar Epps. Yeah,
Dude,
they're
I
nothing
think like
alike. They don't look alike. They don't act alike.
dude, Henry Rollins spoken word, Kyle. If you have missed that over the last 20 years, even though he's done it like a shit ton of times, you fucked up, man. Along with a bunch of other dudes that do spoken word.
Yeah, you kind of have to be into spoken word, though. I mean,
kind of. You only got to be into the person.
I listened to some of Henry Rollins and I enjoyed it, but like,
you ever seen the live?
One of those situations where if I had something better to do, I would have.
Yeah, I get it. But A, live is different, and B, I mean, I don't know. I'm also old, so 20 years ago, watching like a bunch of the ones he did back then, they were really good.
I could listen to Ren do spoken word.
Who?
Ren. I'm a big fan of Ren. I'm a big fan of his music.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, he's a British cat that does a lot of. I don't know, dude. His music crosses a bunch of different genres, but he does a lot of stuff on like mental health and you know how poisonous the whole mental health industry is.
Yeah, for sure. Stevie, yeah, Rollins was really good for a lot of years. I've seen a bunch of his spoken words, but like, I feel he developed them into basically being a stand-up, and they're always rehearsed. Don't get me wrong. I know he's got the same bit for like many shows, but you know, I've seen him in several states when he was doing that shit, and he would switch it up or whatever. But like in later years, it tended to be like there was never a variance. You know what I mean? I don't like that. You know, like there was never a waiver. You know, between show to show.
I'm gonna send you a link. Don't play it on air.
And
I want you to listen to this later and let me know what you think.
Who?
I'm just sending you a link.
Oh, me. Okay.
Yeah, it's like a 5-minute long music video.
All right, yeah, I'll play it later.
Yeah, and just let me know what you think. I think the dude. I just think he's super artistic, man. I think he's awesome.
Right.
Yeah. Guys, y'all ain't the only ones that need to hit the sack. I'm about to have to head that way myself.
I feel you, man. I know. I had a good night kicking it with everybody tonight, so.
I did too. Mark Parks, I did, yeah. And I tell you something, man. You guys know I don't mind putting myself out there. People can make fun of me all they want. But that music video, Mark Parks, I even did a review on it, and I don't do music video reviews. But that song changed. I don't say it changed my life, but it was very pivotal in my journey with my mental health. Like, it made me feel like I wasn't alone. It just kind of. Now, keep in mind when you watch it, Donnie, he's singing about his experiences in the music industry.
Yeah.
But just it's weird. It's like the two voices in his head are having conversations with each other, and it's really well done. But it no kid. I probably watched that video at least 50 times, and the first 30 times I squalled before it was over. So it was just really powerful to me.
Nice. Yeah, man. I'm down to check it out for sure.
Yeah. It's weird that Mark Parks knows that. You probably saw me review it, though, I'm sure, is why you asked that. I spent a lot of time on Balboa. You talking about Balboa Naval Station? Dang, Ross. I only watched them. That's fine, Joe. That's kind of my stick. Come on here and give people a reason to make fun of me. I had an MRI done at Balboa is the only reason I asked, Dang Ross. If that's what you're talking about. Yeah, Todd, have you seen him busking like the streets of Ireland when he does that song by The Weeknd? That not I Can't Feel My Face, and it's not The Hills, the other one. I can't remember, but that's a pretty good example of how talented he really is when you see all the different. I mean, I've watched him cover War Pigs by Ozzy, and it was awesome.
Kyle, did you forget the jugs again? You got to pay attention to the jugs, bud.
Kyle, don't forget the jug. What are we talking about, the jug?
I don't know. They're talking about jugs.
Oh. Derek, I did say Ren. Yes, sir. R-E-N.
Oh.
You haven't heard of
I don't like jugs then, I guess. I mean, whatever. You like some flat?
Yeah, you're 100% right, Mark. You can't make that shit up. Oh. Yes, I'm assuming you've seen it too, Derek. Anyway, guys, I gotta get off here and get some sleep. I got a pretty big decision to make tomorrow. So,
yeah, buddy, dude, I'm telling you,
lie.
dude, with what you pay to have the shit done and the shipping,
that's what's weird, dude.
It's gonna pay itself off, bro, real fast.
I know. There's no negatives to it.
There's not. It's a negative up front because it's a kick in the dick.
But I haven't been in debt in 15 years. I don't have a credit rating.
Bro, $2,000 ain't gonna kill you then.
I know. I hate
No, I mean, I'm saying don't do it if you don't feel comfortable, but if you do, fucking bite it and fucking do it, you know?
Yeah, like I said, I've accepted the fact, dude, if I buy it and I never sell another knife and it doesn't pay itself off and I just have to pay.
Guess what? You get to make your own knives forever.
Right. I'll just pay
and never buy another knife again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's always going to pay for itself.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, I've got a batch here right now. Some of them with deposits, some of them almost paid for, that I haven't even sent to you. Why would I send these if I don't have the other ones back yet?
Right.
It makes no sense.
Exactly.
So there's a really good chance that these could get done before the last batch does. You know, and yeah, I'm going to do them right. I'm going to cry. I'm going to hit the HRCs that people are wanting. If I don't, I'll just have to replace the steel and do it again. But yeah. Well, all right, guys.
All right. Yeah.
I appreciate it. You guys.
Yeah, man. I do too. It was good hanging out with you guys tonight.
Yeah. Peace, y'all.